we can cure the land is if we find Valnetta, I believe that was her name. And then once we leave, the dragon comes back. Artis somehow trips, I'm not sure, and the dragon eats him. And then
I could not save him.
So there's a bit of a pattern here that anyone who tries to help us comes to a sticky end.
Yeah.
Did anyone bite his hand off before the dragon did, or was that?
Don't think so. Not this time.
No, that's good. That's good.
But then, to hide from the dragon, we hid in a cave that happened to be was it a troll or an ogre?
Troll, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it was the cave of a troll, and that one was a weird battle. Literally only Thalar and Jordan were fighting, because like he was 30 feet below on a different ledge and couldn't get up to us. So took that out, and then we made it back to the little hamlet, and for some reason we gave the giant diamond to the hamlet chief.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember why.
Oh, it was the payback because Artis died.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Wanted to show our gratitude.
We fed his friend to a dragon.
All right, fair enough.
I think you can only have one bot at a time. That's what I've learned.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because I can't get the commands to... Rhythm's not online.
Oh.
And I think it might be because D&D bot is.
I'm sure I had... hold on. What is it you're trying to do?
I just want to use it. I was just trying to get something to play. I was trying to get like the first thing I was going to use play, but it didn't. It just...
I think it's showing online to me. If you try and DM it,
I don't know
might...
what's happening.
Just send it a direct message and it should still be able to respond to commands.
Hello.
Who's that?
That was me talking to Rhythm. No, it's still offline. I don't know.
Oh, that's... Okay, well, hold on. Maybe...
Is my sound okay at the moment?
It's a little
quiet.
Bottom of a well, but it's okay.
I'm just on my phone. I'm having a few technical issues.
No worries.
Okay.
So which I'm just...
We're all doing great at this. This is great. This is quality radio, Adam.
I have pressed record, so maybe maybe I'll cut out the.
Maybe we can edit the beginning out to all of our loyal fans.
Let's see.
We have fans?
I do. You don't.
I've got two. We've got two subscribers. Although I've got a feeling that one of you guys might be one of them.
I think I'm subscribed. I'm not sure, or followed rather.
Yeah, hold on, let me check. You posted it a while back in the group, didn't you?
I can send you a link now.
All right, yeah. Let's see.
Oh no! I opened Twitch and now I can hear two things at once. Right. So Rhythm is still offline. Why is it still offline? God, I sound so camp. I heard my voice coming back through Twitch. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
I don't want to say yeah, you do, but
Right, let's.
I didn't want to be a dick about it, but
it's all right. I sound like an uneducated northerner, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I mean, I won't say you don't, but
Touche.
rude as hell.
No, bants. It's not rude. It's just banter.
Oh, gosh.
Alex, can I?
Yes, Joshua.
Can I kick?
Don't kick me out.
Kick Jordan off the game. He's out. He's done.
Bye.
He's through.
I can mute him. No.
Oh God, I hear myself.
Yeah.
And I thought you sounded camp.
I unmuted the stream.
To be fair, I don't know what US camp sounds like anyway, so.
Not this. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna kick D&D sound because we didn't. Okay. We're not using that one, are we?
Yeah, kick it.
You sound like Nick from Botanic.
That
What?
would be great if I knew it.
A comedy duo, and one of them sounds exactly like Alex.
Ah.
Is it?
They have some good stuff if you ever thought.
Well. Yes, I know. I write it.
Let's kick Rhythm.
Oh, I'd be so impressed if you did. And Alex was just a fake name. Although Nick would be a fake name.
You never know.
Right.
Can't really search.
You know who plays a lot of D&D, and who I sound absolutely nothing like is Vin Diesel.
Well, that is true. You sound nothing like him.
Right.
The things I'm going to do
I've
for this
seen him play
country.
Dungeons and Dragons. He
That was,
has,
it's quite a good, entertaining episode. I've seen that.
I don't think I've ever watched him play.
I think there's only one on YouTube, but it's quite well produced. It's good.
Right. Rhythm bots offline.
While your Discord bot is offline.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't need to watch a 5-minute YouTube video to find out why.
No, I know. I really hate when things do that.
Just want a one-line answer. How hard could it possibly be? Did you download the bots or just add them to your server? Reddit asks.
Added it to the server.
If you're not hosting the bot, you're at the mercy of whatever server the bot is being hosted on.
So maybe Rhythm's
So
actually
it
down.
might just be offline. Right. Fuck it. So we're just going to crack on.
Okay, I nearly banned the bot. Didn't want to do that. Let's kick it for now. We'll add it again later.
Okay. I'll just have to sing. Trevor's so apprehensive. Okay, so thank you very much, Trevor, for your recap for Sunny. Sunny, do you have any questions before we begin?
What was Sonny doing while all this was taking place?
You were along for the ride,
You were
and
with us. You were just quiet and pissed.
you were just drunk a lot, and that explained your really shitty rolls. It had nothing to do with the person playing you.
Okay.
I don't think he landed a single attack.
He did. He punched
he
that
did.
dragon's head off. His eye out or whatever.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, you killed a baby dragon. I don't know how you feel about that.
As long as he can brew something from it, I think he'd be fine about that.
Oh, yeah, what was
I don't
the-
know that you extracted, the vitreous humor from the dragon eye to see what sort of
I know.
liquor it would make.
Shitty role playing went on.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Can't trust,
Some
can't
out of
trust you with my
character.
character again.
Be well, yeah, just show up.
Oh, yeah. So, Sonny, I think you're at 5,800 XP, by the way.
Oh yeah, everybody gained 3150 last week.
3150.
If you are even with me, you should be on 6,050.
There was a big argument about this last week.
We got
I
very
do not want to rehash.
I'm
Just
just gonna say that's how much I've got.
yeah. Just be what Judd is, and that's it.
All right,
I'm pretty sure we've done the same amount of things.
3150.
Everybody but Thalar is on the same
Yeah.
experience.
I
Or
need
should
to.
be anyway.
I should be at 3150, or I need to add
You should
3150.
be at. Yeah, you should be at 6,050. The way I worked it out.
Okay, what in the world is happening?
Oh, Alex.
Yes, that's me. I'm Alex.
Yes, you are. Level 4. My dex is now 10, so modifier 0, and my hit point maximum is 33.
That's good to know, but it would be even better
Sending you the file?
if you all sent me your character sheets.
Yeah.
If you leveled up, which I think nobody else has. I think it was just they
No,
leveled up.
we've not.
Dragon ass.
I was just behind.
I can't edit this sheet like I could last time.
That's exactly what's my problem, too. Like, I'm trying to edit
Well,
it.
I don't know if you guys use paper or if you prefer to use an app. I use Fight Club 5 and Game Master 5 for my DM and player stuff, and it's genius, and I love it. And I'm only saying this so that I can convince you to do it, so that you can import all of your stuff in there, and then I can just get it exported, and I don't have to keep asking.
See, I was going to do that. I was just going to send you it, like, in a Club 5 file.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to send it to you, because I don't have any... Can you send it through Discord?
Or you can. Yeah, I don't know actually. How do
Or,
you?
or
how
get
do
an
you-
email?
I can see how you import share. Email. You just send it to my email.
Okay,
I'll just,
well,
I'll just give you my email.
yeah. Gmail.com.
I don't want the app store. Not that app store. What are you
How the
doing?
hell do you create a new contact these days? Okay.
It's in resources. Right. Is there anything else?
No.
No, we ended at the small town, didn't we?
We did.
You ended, yeah. So you gave the last thing we did was you gave the diamond to, God, what was that guy's name? I made him up, and I should bloody know. Fergus. No,
Yeah,
Fergus.
Fergus.
Fergan. So you gave the diamond to Fergan, and said, well, you said he died. You said that Artis died nobly in the line of duty, which we all know is a dirty lie.
White lie.
I merely
That's not white.
I merely expanded the truth.
Yeah.
I'd say he fell over, got eaten by a dragon, and we did nothing about it because you wouldn't let me cast invisibility on him. It's not quite the same thing, is it?
Well, you know. And
It's too
then
late.
you got back to the town. You gave him the diamond. He took it and went inside. And now you decided. Well, when we ended, you had said that you were going to go back to the city, go back to the castle. But I don't know if you want to stick with that. So the scene is it's getting towards dusk, I'd say, and you're on your horses with all of your goods that you've got left over from your mountain journey. You are just standing in the center of this town, and it's empty. It's only a little hamlet. There's only 6 or 7 little houses, and they have lights on inside. It's, people are there, but you're just kind of hanging out in the middle of the street.
Did we leave our horses here before we set off, or did we leave them on the mountain?
You left them on the mountain, but you got them on the way back down. And then
Ah.
you brought Artis's horse with you, which you still actually have because you only gave the guy the diamond. So you can decide what you want to do with that.
But
Did he-
Could we return the horse as well?
Judd's feeling really guilty.
Yeah. I mean, well, he took the diamond, went inside, and slammed the door. I think we can take the horse.
I say we take the horse and at least sell it.
I mean, if you forgot about that, I mean, he can buy himself a plethora of horses
Exactly.
with the diamond. I was hoping they would kind of keep it and not sell it as like a keepsake of their lost friend, but I understand that.
You don't know that they're going to sell it. Maybe they'll hang it on the mantelpiece with a plaque.
I believe he kept saying he can get so much money for this.
I don't recall that, but
I recall.
okay.
I recall.
Okay. I believe you.
Was very adamant.
I
about
think he
not-
implied it was certainly implied that he was going to sell the diamond and move away and live like a king.
See, now I don't think any of that was said.
Well, I didn't roll insight. I only had to go with what my gut feeling was, and that was it.
Why don't you roll insight on that one there, Jed?
I could have done, but I didn't.
Well, no. Why don't you do it now? It's the same moment,
Okay. Well, that will be an 18.
Yeah, he's not going to
Ooh.
sell it.
Yeah, he's still
Okay.
sell it.
Yeah.
So we can come back and steal it.
Nice.
What a cock.
If I take a short rest, I will have a slot for invisibility.
Cast it on the diamond.
Yeah, can things be invisible?
Yeah.
I don't think they can actually. I think it's just only a creature.
Oh well.
I mean, what I was implying is that I can make one of you guys invisible.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm not very sneaky, so it's not going to be me.
I think Sunny would be the sneakiest.
Right, but either way, I'm not going to do that. So
Oh.
I
I was going to say, it was your idea to give it.
Purely hypothetical.
I was just saying I could do that, so that next time you want to steal something, I might be more inclined. Had we not fed it to a dragon.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, are we heading back to city then? Is that where we're?
Do we need to rest up? Did we take any damage?
You haven't rested since you got off the mountain. You went straight down.
I am injured.
Okay. Well,
I
is
believe.
that
Want to just take a long rest here?
Sonny,
in
you're
the-
fine.
yeah
Oh,
in that
good.
community hall? There was a community hall here, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Was
you
that-
slept in it the other night.
Yeah. Are we? Can we go to that, please?
Yes, the doors are shut where Fergan just went in. So
Oh, yeah, of course,
you just
yeah.
kind of follow towards him.
Yeah.
So weirdly, we're just going to open the door and follow him in.
Yeah. Why not?
He's so you walk in and you see this hall that you saw before with the big, huge crackling fire. and some seats and tables here and there. And then over, not far away, 10, 20 feet, you see Fergus, and he's holding this huge diamond, and he's like hunched over talking to these other two guys, and they have this mix of emotion on their face. They're excited because they see this diamond, but at the same time they're very somber because obviously it comes at the cost of one of their, it's a very small community, at one of their, community person's lives. And so, this is a great boon for the town, whether or not, no matter what they're going to do with it, but the price was so high. So they're sort of hushed tones, kind of speaking. And as you walk in, they turn around and they see you. And Fergus says, my friends. How can we help?
Well, since we've given you that nice shiny diamond there, we were just hoping we might have one more night's rest here.
And Fergus says, of course, you are always welcome in our tiny town. Please, you may have your places by the fire as you did a few nights ago. Make yourselves comfortable, please. And he sort of motions.
Does Arthur have a family?
Yes, his dear mother, although his father now passed.
Yeah. Well, just before you go selling that diamond, just remember that the majority of it goes to her.
And he looks offended that you would even consider that. Okay, and he says, well, you think me some kind of thief?
I never said thief. I was just reminding you of the good intentions and the helpful thing, the loss that mother has suffered.
Yeah, I know. We just talked about it 30 seconds ago.
We literally followed him into the room and kept
you told me and you gave it to me and I came in here and now you don't need to remind me that one of my flock is dead.
I don't see his mother here, and you don't seem to be telling her that her son has died, nor that you've been...
It's been 30 seconds, man!
Well, I imagine that that 30 seconds is a lifetime for her.
She's not here!
Then where is she?
She's in her house!
Well, why are you here?
Because I walked inside!
Oh my god.
Not to her, I noticed.
He sighs, and he says, this line of inquiry tires me.
We take a long rest.
Your insolence tires me.
I just kind of elbowed Jordan. Alright, let's go to sleep.
Yeah, Phalar is just lying down.
And Sonny very loudly takes a cork out of a bottle. To try and break the atmosphere.
Fergus and the other two men retreat out the front door and shut it behind you and leave you in privacy. Fergus shoots Jordan a look.
I will use...
Oh god, he's gonna kill him.
That's exactly...
Prestidigitation, and I will create a small, dragon-like figure as a trinket.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just place it on his table before I go sit down.
Okay, he's not in the room anymore.
Alright, well, I'll just leave it on the table then.
Okay. Do you scratch into the table? I know.
What you did last summer.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just wait until I've got the spell slots for Scorching Ray and Burning Hands back.
Fair enough.
I'll burn it into the ground outside.
Fantastic. You are alone in this hall. Do you have anything that you want to do before you take a long rest? Before you go to bed?
I'd like to earn 450 XP, please.
Suddenly, a troll! No. You'll do that the normal way like everybody else.
Then I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all fall asleep to the dulcet tones of the crackling fire as it keeps you warm and at a soft light. And early the next morning, 5 or 6 when the sun comes up, the dawn comes and the birds chirp, and the fire is still crackling. Actually, new logs have been put on it in the middle of the night. You were so tired from your mountain adventure you didn't notice as someone came to tend it, but it's been stoked again, and so it's crackling merrily away. And on the table, you see some large pots of steaming tea, and some various sort of fruits and things foraged from the woods, and a couple loaves of bread. as sort of your breakfast that they've provided for you. The little dragon trinket is gone.
Oh. It's a bit rude to take it without asking.
Is there anyone else in the room that we can thank?
No,
for
you're alone again. It's exactly like it was the night before. Only now there's food on the table and it's daytime. These people clearly slipped in, didn't want to disturb you, sort of made the room ready for your waking up, and then slipped back out and shut the door behind.
Can someone tell me a little bit about this town, because clearly I was very drunk at the time, and
I think it was only about like a handful of houses when it was more hamlet than anything else.
right.
Yeah, I think like 6 or 7 buildings.
They seem very nice people.
Seemed like dicks to me.
Taylor
Maybe
goes
you
and
shouldn't have given him a diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why they're being nice to us?
For which I might add, he didn't go and tell the mother, did he? He went to gloat over his diamond.
I mean, we were standing right outside the building. I'm sure he just wanted to safeguard the diamond or something.
From who?
The diamond stealers.
Of which there are numerous in this town of a population of 20. I'm back on the steal it back plan.
I mean, I can think of at least one now.
Jordan, cast invisibility. Let's go.
Problem is, we don't know where he's taking it now. Or it has to be one of the...
It's a small place, mate.
Yeah.
Give me that 400 and odd experience, I might be able to cast locate object. I will take it purely for the thievery. No, yeah, it was just a small hamlet type thing in a snowy foot of the mountain, I believe correctly.
I say we go back to the king. I'm pretty sure he's waiting on us.
Yeah, so we eat up and go to
Well,
the
the
king.
mission from the king was to solve the wind problem, not just find out, wasn't it?
Or was
Ooh.
it? I thought he just wanted us to go and come back with the prophecy thing. But yeah,
Well, we've got a small amount of vague, shitty information because gods are useless. Not an answer we were looking for. I'm sorry, but did you find her useful, Taylor? She had all the answers. She knew exactly what the issue was. She didn't tell us how to fix it. She just blabbed on and then left. This is the problem with gods.
This is the problem with gods.
They don't do anything. They are infinitely powerful. They can weave the fabric of the universe.
It's like, take a breath.
however they wish, and yet they don't, do they? They sit there and they speak in riddles. They don't help.
If they don't help, then
this Shanta, goddess of the harvest and all of nature, what has she done? She's punished an entire country because one king was arrogant. That doesn't sound like someone who needs worship.
Well, I don't know about Chantea, but if the gods are so bad, then where did my guiding bolts come from?
I don't serve the gods. Where does my magic come from?
Hey, without my guiding bolts, that dragon may not have gone down, or whatever it was we were fighting at the time.
I can shoot fire from my hands and my eyeballs and my arse.
Can
Where
you?
do you think this comes from, Mistra?
I believe
They
it
don't,
comes
they
from a
don't care
higher
for what we
power.
do. They don't care for what we do.
Alright, guys.
I just, yeah, I'm gonna. Thaler just kind of simmers quietly.
With the
Suddenly, there's a knock at the door,
Oh, thank God.
Who is it?
Someone's at
and the door sort of cracks open, and you see a woman's face poke through. A woman you don't recognize, and she says, "Are you decent?"
Well, I am.
Fine.
These guys are fairly ruffians.
It's not.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
decent, ma'am. Come in.
It's not what I meant. And she walks in, and you see she's a short, sort of plump figure wearing an apron and a simple dress, and she has her hair tied back in a like a handkerchief to keep it out of her face.
Do I recognise any familial resemblance?
Yes, her hair and eyes are the same color as Artis's.
I look very guilty.
And
Sonny.
she
Oh, go on.
go ahead, Sonny.
Sonny was going to ask her, do we owe you a thank you for the food and warmth that you supplied through the night while we were asleep?
She gives a little nod and she says, "It was the least I could do to make you comfortable after you helped my boy." told me Fergus told me he fought so bravely, and the gift that you brought back in order to aid in his loss was more than generous, and I can't thank you enough. Tell me.
I only wish that we could have done more. He was a brave soul.
And she begins to cry quietly. And she gives a little bow, and then she sort of scurries out. She's clearly overwhelmed with emotion.
What was her name?
You didn't get it.
Does anyone remember?
Mrs. No, we never did.
No matter.
Mrs. Artus.
Mrs. Artus.
Mrs. Artus. So she was the mother of the boy you got killed last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't necessarily get him killed. I'd say Alex got him killed.
I'm teasing.
I'd say you fucking tripped him and a dragon ate him.
I didn't trip him.
Yeah.
I tried to invisibility him so he didn't get caught by the dragon.
Someone
fair.
fucking tripped him.
The dragon was
Lauren
gonna
did.
kill us. The dragon was gonna kill us.
You?
It was Lawrence.
You're lucky
had
I
the-
did not see that.
I had to save us.
This shall be known as the artist formerly known as. Let's head back. Where are we going to head? What's our plan?
I'm pretty sure the king asked us to come back with the fort or with whatever the soothsayer said. Like that was our
Alright, well, if
task.
the king just wants the information, let's go.
Yeah.
While we're there, I might be able to visit a library or two, and we might be able to look into some of these prophecies just while we've got a bit of downtime.
Yeah.
So clearly Sonny was very drunk. Where was the king? Was that in Baston?
Yeah.
He was in Baston before Sunny. Actually, I don't know. Was that last week, boys?
Yeah,
or
it
was
was.
it
It
the week
was right
before?
at the
Yeah, it was last
just,
week.
Just after we left the Wizard's Pavilion, we went to
Yes,
visit
of
the
course.
king, who took our details, and
okay.
he set us the mission to discover the nature of the unnatural wind
Yeah.
that was blowing in only one direction. It's stopping trade and stuff around the island.
Did the wizard's robes help in any way last week?
No, well, we didn't use them in the end.
A little
What?
bit. No, I did. I wore them. I wore them to the king.
Oh, that's
and
true.
to
Yeah.
the thingy. But they give us a royal seal, so I just went and bought the other clothes for free.
Yeah.
But
So
yes, I mean, I didn't look like a tramp.
good. 'Cause
Yes.
And I believe Jordan gave them away when he gave the diamond away, because that's what was holding the diamond.
Wait, what?
That's possible. No,
Oh,
I gave away the less nice robes. I was.
Oh
wearing
yeah, no,
them.
that's right. Because we didn't use the nice ones. We used my ones from the tomb.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so
that's
I've
right.
still got 2 sets of robes.
Has there been any word from the little urchin we rescued? Barnaby or what he was?
Yes.
Bradley?
Yeah,
We did go and see him.
Did you? Good lads.
we did.
He's doing well.
Oh, good.
I did a little magic trick for him. He's all good.
I turned him into a giant briefly, I think.
Oh, you
Did you?
turned me into a giant.
Oh, I
Yeah.
turned you into a giant. He has thankfully disposed of Stephen and
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
And the gangrene.
Yes.
Good.
Gangrene nicely healed.
So are we
Right.
heading to Barston then?
Yes, heading back to
I
Bastion
believe so.
on our 5 horses.
That we are going to sell one.
Yes. So we leave the community hall.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming nothing else, nobody comes up to us, nobody talks to us, then
As you walk out, you see sort of I wouldn't call it hustle and bustle, but you see a few people walking around, and it's a small town. Word travels fast overnight. Everybody, as you pass, gives you a very solemn sort of nod and a bow, and they acknowledge you and your presence and your role in their small community
sure.
as you ride out.
We reciprocate the nods, I assume.
Mhm. And they watch
Watch
as
for
you.
the white worm, people. He is very dangerous.
Then they go back about their lives.
Flee!
Trying to freak out.
Flee!
Jordan, just get on your horse.
Yeah, get on the horse.
Okay.
And we ride.
And so you do. And you ride and you ride and you ride back towards the city of Baston. And you ride for about a day, and the wind blows towards Baston as it always does. And it takes the better part of the day. You know, you left first thing in the morning, and as the sun's beginning to set, you arrive at the outer gates of Bastion, and you recognize, you know, the walls, and you realize you're back where you began, at that northeastern gate of Bastion, there on the map that you can see.
Okay.
I guess we should make our way to the palace.
Yeah, probably. So we do.
You do that, and you reach the palace as night begins to fall, and you see the torches burning, and you see those 4 guards outside, and one of them says, "Halt! State your purpose."
Will you flash him the royal seal? We're on the king's business.
And he says, "The king is on royal business and is not in at the moment.
But
He's not in.
pardon?
He's visiting with his people. He's a
Which-
man of the people.
Which people? Where?
The people of Inisti. He is not far. He will be back soon. Can I help you with anything else?"
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah, we could go find a room in the city.
yeah.
We're not at the palace, are we? We're just at the city gates.
No, we're at the. Oh wait, sorry. Were we at the palace gates or the city gates?
I assumed you had walked up to the palace.
Yeah.
Oh, right, sorry. I'm well out of it. Yeah, that's fine then. No, that's fine. We'll...
Yeah. Well,
Let's go buy a house.
yeah. we didn't get any money. Oh, you're gonna econ.
No, we were
something.
going to try and use the seal for the house.
Okay, I want to see Jordan and Valoran try that.
Oh
I-
God.
I'm not buying a house, Valoran is.
Well,
Oh, is he?
well, if I'm the only one buying the house, I'm not gonna buy it.
You were buying it for the group. We need a staging area.
All right. Well, are there any retail?
Actually, I've got. Yeah.
Who's the most charismatic?
I've got good persuasion. I've got +4 in persuasion.
All right, then you should definitely do it. 'Cause I
All
have 0.
So I asked the guard, sir, who would be in charge of selling property in Baston?
What kind of property?
Just a house, a meager house would do us.
I'm looking for a castle.
Yeah, I was about to say, would do most of us.
Small keep.
If you want a house, you have to buy it from the people that own it. If you want a keep or a castle, you'll need to talk to them.
So, okay. So there's no person in charge of property, that's fine.
It's a gap in the market.
Yes.
That's it, boys. I retire.
Can we just give up adventuring?
real estate
Gotta use
agents?
my magical abilities to get a green jacket and be an estate agent.
Oh well, that's us. That's how we make our gold. Might not level up much, but we'll be rich.
All that matters.
I mean, do we really want to? I mean, wander around the city looking for fair sale signs, or should we just come to it when we pass them?
I think we can do this at a later date.
Yeah.
Let's see Bradley.
Let's go see Bradley.
Oh.
And as you leave, the
Sonny's
guard...
not seen him sober for a while, so
That's true. As you leave,
I've never
the guard
seen him
says,
sober.
The king... That was not the voice of the guard.
Are you okay? You're all right on the back right now.
He says, "The king will be in residence tomorrow morning. Come back then."
No, thank you.
And he nods curtly and sends you on your way. So now you're now lads on the town.
Hey.
Shall we go try to find the fighting pits again?
Yeah, let's go
Oh my God.
I
fucking
think that's the
mental.
only option.
Yeah, all right. I'll come this time just in case.
Please.
What, in case we find any more urchins that need healing?
I mean, or you get yourself hurt again.
If we see that
So-
dodgy fella again, he needs a punching, doesn't he? Who tried to
Lead
lead us astray.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that guy was a dick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely scorching ray him if I see him.
Yeah, I mean, we're all rested up. We might as well have some fun.
What do you do? What are you doing?
We're gonna head into the slums, I believe, and
Yep.
find the old fighting pits that we tried for.
You realize that didn't work out so well last time.
Do you think it would
you
be
have a
unfair to
plan?
get Bradley to be our guide?
Oh,
It'd be pretty cool to spend some time with Bradley.
Let's do this.
We'll protect him.
We'll go ask him if he knows
we'll,
where it is.
we'll see. We'll see if the chick will allow him an hour off.
The chick.
Yeah, call her that. See what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so I assume you head your way back towards the Wink and a Nail House.
Yep.
Yeah, winking at us.
So you get there in about an hour's time, and dark has fallen. Torches light the streets, and horses walk down these cobblestones, and you walk into a Wink and a Nail House, and it's hopping. It's rush hour. It's evening. It's going well, and you see the normal scene you've come to expect with the wooden tables and whatnot. You've got the regulars. You've got some people hunched in a corner, drinking and talking, and then you've got a band of elves looking aloof and sad, as they tend to. You've got a passed out dwarf against the wall with a gnome that's looking a little worse for wear next to him, holding a giant flagon about as tall as he is. And then you've got other various humans and guards off their duties, and it's sort of running between them, putting down plates here and there and everywhere. And it's a very jovial sort of scene. And there's two bards playing lutes and panpipes, and it's all very, very jolly tavernous.
Do we see? Oh, I've forgotten her name.
In it.
Yeah, in it.
Yes, you see her running around. She's putting plates on tables, and she's getting called, and she's taking flagons and whatnot. And she looks like she's in a good mood. She's sort of smiling and helping the customer.
Good evening, Enid.
Hello, back again.
Yes, we were just wondering if we might be able to borrow Bradley just for a few hours, maybe.
Now?
Well, yes, we need him to guide us in the slums. Needing a bit of help, as you can imagine, and he knows where he's going, and he'll be well protected.
Oh, no, it's not that. I know he's perfectly capable of taking care of himself.
Probably working.
Yeah, it's rush hour, you see? So if you want to come back in a couple hours, I'll be happy to lend him to you, I guess is the way of putting that. But I just need him for the next few hours right now.
The boy only carries one ale at a time.
And you see Bradley come through the doors, and in the last couple days, he's gotten much better. And he's now got a plate in one hand and a couple ale around his arm, like a Oktoberfest maid. He's got like big steins of beer, and he's holding a big thing of sausages. And he walks out and he puts it down, and he's clearly been trying hard to learn.
Sonny wipes a tear from his eye.
And he hasn't noticed you, and so he runs quickly back to the kitchen to get another round of whatever he needs to be bringing out and taking back.
Look,
and then it sort of gestures as sort of a yeah. See, I need him.
Yes, but we brought him to you. He's been doing all this work, we just need him for a few hours. I know it's an imposition, but we just need him for a few hours. I promise.
It says, why don't you sit down and have a drink and talk to have a nice time, and you can have him in a few hours. It's only
that's
not late.
Yeah.
I don't know why the priest is
You
bothering
twisted my arm.
Yeah, that's yeah. Thaler.
Sonny says already sat down drinking.
Yes, he's gone. Fine, that's fine. We'll wait a little while. Ales for everybody, please.
And she says, coming right up, and she whisks herself off to the back as quickly as she could, which isn't terribly quick, but pretty nimble for a larger lady. And time passes, and the band is playing, and people are chatting and whatnot, and then the doors of the back fling open, and you see Bradley, and he's coming over, and he's got two big steins held in his arms. He's trying to he's just walking over, and he puts them on the table, and they're covered up his face. You couldn't see him. He barely saw where he was going on pure instinct. And he put them down on the table, and he draws his hands away, and he looks, and he goes, "Oh, hello, Bradley!
Hey, Bradley!
Hey up, Bradley!
How are you?"
Oh, I'm so much better now I see you.
Yep, all the better to see you, Bradley. And hear you.
And you're doing very well here by the looks of it.
Oh, thanks. I've been practicing. And it says I could only use the ones with water until I was good enough, and I got real wet all day. But I've been practicing lots and lots, and now I'm much better. So now I can do it with real drinks and real people.
Oh, you are just...
And he reaches into his pocket and he goes, "Look what that nice dwarf gave me!" And he shows us a silver piece, and he looks as proud as anything.
Well done, Bradley.
That's super.
And he goes, "I know, it's so shiny!" And he puts it back in his pocket.
Well, we were thinking of visiting the slums later. Do you know where the fighting pits are?
Oh, of course I do. Everyone knows where those are.
Oh, well, it seemed so simple last time. Yeah, we couldn't find them. So we were thinking, maybe when it quietens down here, would you like to come out with us for a little bit, and we'll take you out. And don't worry, you won't have to spend your silver penny that you burned.
He looks a bit bashful, and he goes, "I don't know if Miss Emmett would like that."
Well, we've already asked her, you see, and she says you've been working so hard that you need a break.
And he looks up so excited. He's like, "Really?
Oh yes.
Oh boy! Okay. Well, I have to do some more working because it's very busy.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and
we can't see you now.
yeah, later I'll come and we can go out and have nice. And okay, maybe I'll find another Steven. And he runs off.
Please not, Stephen.
Steven.
Sonny, you're a man of drink, aren't you?
I am. Some people say mostly as well.
So, are you interested in testing drink and the effects of drink?
That is my purpose in life.
Well, I had a query about size versus intake.
Hell.
Then we're still talking about alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So,
Generally, the bigger the size, the bigger the intake.
well, I was wondering, what effect would it have? Say somehow you could be smaller than you are now, and you were to drink the same sized ale. Would you be more or less inebriated?
So, the monks at our monastery would often test upon these things. Smaller beings, smaller animals, larger animals.
Yeah, but different creatures could have different constitutions. I'm thinking if the same creature was smaller.
Don't take him up on it, Sonny.
Yes, I feel a challenge is coming.
Would you be willing to test this?
Always.
I mean, we could do it with something, say, like whiskey, to see what happens.
It's Sonny.
We'd have to be quite quick in the intake.
Sonny is over the moon that you're showing an interest, and he's not seeing through the sarcasm or anything that's coming from you. He's genuinely, his eyes are wide open. It's like,
Brilliant.
You want to do some drinking? You want to test some alcohol with me?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, right, okay. Well, I'll hold my hand up for a waiter or a server.
Sonny gets his notepad out, ready.
Okay. And we're gonna need, like, say, how many shots would you drink in a minute? Like 10?
Jesus.
Sonny's record is 20.
Jesus wept.
Right. I will take 30 shots.
Thalar starts flicking through his spell book, just trying to get the healing spells ready.
I
Just
just want to
checking.
lean to Taylor and whisper, "You'll need the ones on poison."
It's a shame I didn't prepare those today.
Okay, right. So have we got our shots at the table?
Yep. Are we going to represent this with dice?
Yes. What, are you just trying to drink as much as possible until you fall down shit-faced?
Well, first, I'm going to make him very small. So, this is what I was thinking, sorry. Let's say you drink just one of those, and we'll see, and you can judge the effects on yourself.
Okay, I am going to... So there's 10 of these. 10. Why don't I drink 10 while I'm small, and 10 while I'm big?
Okay, so the way I want to
Oh,
represent
sorry,
this in
so
dice
nine.
is while you're small, you roll with disadvantage for your constitution check, and while you're big, you roll with advantage.
Okay.
What size are you right now?
Fantastic. He's normal right now.
So that would just be a
I
straight
will-
up and down d20 then.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to do both, we'll just do it normally. Okay. And I will put out my hand, and I will cast. I will cast reduce.
Okay.
I can.
What size does that make him? It makes him small. Is that what, 3 feet tall?
Half the size in all dimensions.
Nice.
So
In all
how tall does
dimensions.
that make you, Sonny? To like 2-3 feet?
Yeah, it'll be about just under 3 feet now.
And the weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal.
That's about right. As you cast it, and Sonny shrinks and is now the size of a small child, like a
I'm like,
toddler. As you do this, Steven comes out with a plate for somebody, and he sees Sunny tiny now, and he goes, "Oh boy, you smell like me!" And then he runs back off into the kitchen.
Did you change his name?
He accidentally called.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say Steven? I meant Bradley. The rat says nothing.
Yes. The
Okay,
rat's gone.
And as soon as I cast it, I'll go, go! And I
Right.
just want you to start pounding them back.
So 13, 15. Look at this. Oh, 4. So the first one went down all right. The second one didn't, I would imagine. Oh, a 10, and then a 15. Our third one's okay. 12 and a 20. Natural 20. Come on, Sonny
But
can
if you're
handle.
small, you're rolling with disadvantage.
Yeah.
right?
So the 30. Yeah, 12, I suppose. 17 on the fourth one and a 4, so maybe that didn't go too well. A natural 1 on the fifth. It's getting worse. 6.
As you drink the one with the natural 1,
Eight.
as you slam your 5th shot, and you're only 2.5 feet tall, you vomit all over Valoran's shoes.
Oh.
Just violently, explosively,
So
all over his shoes.
Don't worry, I got this. And I'll cast intimidation and I'll just clean up his shoes.
I'm going to kill you, Jordan. I swear.
Sonny scrambles for his notepad, which is much larger than he was expecting, and just
Like holding a giant artist's pad.
yeah.
Quick, how do you feel? How do you feel?
Makes some notes. I feel incredible.
Oh.
And I'd say a minute is passed so he would return to his normal size.
Very good. He returns to his normal size with a soft pop, and is now Sunny-sized.
Now make him big and make him do 10
How
more.
do you feel? Are you ready for the second half of the test?
Sunny side up. Yes.
Okay, then I will hold out my hand again and I will cast Enlarge. So your size is now doubled and your weight is multiplied by 8.
You break the chair. And it's
Sorry,
a
and
dirty
the,
look.
the first shot goes in his eye.
I'll just show the seal. Just by you could just put it on the king.
And it rolls her eyes and walks away.
Why is no one cheering and singing while I'm doing this?
I would think people
And so I'm not at a disadvantage now. So 19,
You're at advantage.
11. So first one's 19, 15, and a 13. So second's 15. A natural 20 on the third. 7 and a 7 on the fourth. 9 or a 7 on the sixth.
I will use Mage Hand
15.
to help pass the glasses up to him.
15 on the 7th, 15 on the 8th. Oh no, the 8th was a 19. The 10th was a 12. I think that was a highly scientific experiment there. Clearly, being of larger size, Sonny has managed to hold his drink much better.
Ah, well, I was always curious. I thank you for your assistance.
No,
And
no,
hope-
I thank you for your assistance in furthering my drinking knowledge.
I've had one or
eyes.
two of the spare ones and it's like, you are welcome, my friend. It is always a pleasure to have you with us.
Now, one thing Sonny's never let you know is that when he's very, very drunk, he gets a bit itchy for a fight.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
So,
Brilliant.
I think it's time we went to the fighting pits.
Oh, thank God, I thought you were going to start a fight here.
Bradley.
Oh.
Bradley comes over and Bradley toddles over and he goes, "Yes?"
Are you ready?
Bradley's like, "It's been like 20 minutes."
Well, time flies.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it has been like 2 minutes, that test took.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, we need to eat before we go out anywhere.
Yeah, we passed a few hours eating and drinking and having very conversation. Yourself.
Sonny would like to see if the wizard that he drank under the table is still in the is drinking
He
here
is.
tonight.
He's sat at the same table he was last time with a different guy that looks closer to his age. So the other guy was younger. This guy's more probably middle-aged, and they're having a lively conversation.
Would we still have our bags with us, or have we dropped them off?
I don't know. What did you do when you came in? Would you just have them at you haven't checked in back in?
No, I don't
But
think
Yeah,
but
we're
it
not-
did hold
okay.
your rooms, so
Well, do I notice Sonny looking at this wizard?
I don't know. Do you?
Well, I have one eye pointing in one direction and one in the other, so
I will just say, "Hey, Sonny, would you like to borrow these?" And I'll reach in and pull the robes of the guy out, and I'll just show him to Sonny. Would you like these?
perfect.
Thought they might be. And I will just sit back, put my feet on a stool, and watch.
So Sonny stumbles forwards. Hello, wizards.
And the guy turns and he goes, "Ah!" I don't remember the voice was. "Ah, oh my old adversary, welcome back."
I believe these belong to you.
And he looks and he goes, so they do. But you won them fair and square, my friend. They are yours now."
Would you like to win them back?
And he kind of looks and he goes, "I have other robes, but if it's a game of chance you're after, then we could bargain."
Double or nothing, Sonny.
We're going to the fighting pit. Do you want to fight?
And that's that.
And the wizard sort of draws himself up, and he kind of sneers slightly, and he says, "I don't run with such crowds."
I'm not asking to go for a run. I'm asking,
And
I'm
the
asking for
wizard
fun.
says,
Completely gone.
he really is gone. And the wizard says, "No, friend, I don't want to go to the fighting pits with you, but I will sit here with you and play."
Beg your pardon.
And he pulls out some dice.
Oh, thank God.
What are them? Says Sonny.
No. He says, "Why, it's quite simple. It's just another version of the game we played before. We roll some dice and we see who wins and we make a wager."
What have you got in mind this time?
"Well, let's think about it, shall we? What you begin, and then I'll match what you're thinking. I don't want to go too high or too low."
Ask him if he has a house.
I was going to ask him for a spell that he could teach me.
Ooh, better.
Me and my friends have been doing a lot of adventuring recently. I bit a person's hand off the other day.
He nods and he goes, "Sure."
Sure.
As you do.
Yes.
Another friend of ours got eaten by a dragon.
Sure.
Got any spells that could help?
He says, "I tell you what, friend. Before we begin, why don't you roll those dice, and I'll tell you what spell I'll teach you."
Okay. So
I quietly.
So roll.
Oh wait! Before he rolls, I'll quietly put my hand on his shoulder and whisper in his ear, and cast guidance. So he can
What's
roll
that?
He can add a D4 to any check that he wants.
It's not a check. It's just to pull it off the list.
Oh,
You can still do that,
No,
but
but-
it'll just
Yeah.
pull it off the list.
yeah, but well, bear that in mind because I'm thinking I've got quite good sleight of hand. I'm wondering if I can manipulate these dice rolls when required at any point.
Oh,
Okay.
this ends
So
badly.
roll 2d8 and tell me what you get.
Okay. A 6 and a 4.
So 10.
Mhm. Hello?
Okay. So yeah, sorry, I was just counting. And so he leans back and he goes, "All right, my friend, all right." And he pulls out a piece of parchment and he starts to scribble furiously all over it with quill. And it takes him a few minutes to do this, and you're kind of looking and you don't really recognize the symbols. And he waits till he's done writing and he blows on it to dry the ink. And then he places his hand down on it, and you see the sigils and the glyphs on the parchment glow softly for a moment. And he rolls it up and he ties it with a piece of string. And this whole procedure has taken maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And and he says, "All right, my friend, all right. We'll have a bargain. And if you win, then I will give you this. A spell scroll. You may cast it at any time, in any place. You don't need to worry about any materials or whatnot. And in exchange, it will create for you a giant cube of spinning daggers."
This I like.
And you see that the spell scroll contains the spell Cloud of Daggers, a second level conjuration spell, which invokes 4d4 slashing damage for duration of a minute in combat.
Okay.
And he says, "But now I must think. What would I like from you?" And he rolls his dice, and he says, "Well, I think that I shall ask you for I know." He says, "I'm feeling rather jovial tonight. If you win, you get my spell scroll. And if I win, you forget the number 11.
It's a deal.
Fantastic.
And I never liked that number anyway.
It's a shit number. So he nods solemnly, and he says, "In that case, let us play. We'll play Deadeye." And he gets out another thing of 6-sided dice. So he's got 5 6-sided dice, which he puts down in front of you, and you've got 5 6-sided dice as well.
Okay.
And basically, what you have to do is you roll the dice, and if you roll any ones, then you lose. It's a bit like Yahtzee. You set aside the dice you wish to keep, and then if you get Yahtzee, if all the dice show the same number, it doesn't have to be 6, but when they all show the same number, you win. And so you roll, and if you win, then great, and if you lose, then bad. But if you tie, because it's a mutual win or a mutual loss, because nobody, or the pot remains and you haven't won or lost, then you have to play another game, but then you also get to re-up the ante.
Okay, I think I understand.
Does that make sense? So basically, I mean, we'll play it one bit at a time, but basically, roll 5d6.
Okay, 2 4s, a 5, and 2 1s.
Okay, I'm gonna do this because that way you can see what I've rolled. Oops. What did you get? 2 4s,
Come on.
a 5,
2 5s and a 3.
2 5s. So 2 4. So 4 4 5 5 3. Yeah. We had an exact tie. So the elf leans back, and he says,
Wait.
"Sorry."
I thought if he rolled ones, he loses.
I've got 2
Yeah, he
1s.
didn't roll. You rolled 2 1s.
2 1s, 2 4s, and a 5.
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. Or you were talking about mine. I thought you were talking about yours. I thought we got the exact same dice rolls.
Everybody's very drunk.
Clearly. And so he leans back and he says, "Well, now that's a shame." And he puts the roll back in his bag.
Oh.
Sonny headbutts him and runs away.
The wizard's nose starts to bleed, and he goes, "Son of a bitch!" And
We run after him.
and
wait, Bradley.
I've not run away.
We'll meet Bradley at the back door. I have a skill called Step of the Wind, which I can spend 1 Kai point to disengage or dash action as a bonus action.
Nice.
And I also have something that increases my speed. What's it called?
So if you dash and then bonus action dash, that's like 120 feet.
Yeah, you're gone.
Every 6 seconds.
I'm out of
You're
here.
gone. I'm surprised drunk Sonny can run that fast.
He's improved. He's skills improve when he's drunk.
Yeah.
That's the whole part of his training.
On second thought, Thaler doesn't run after him because Thaler can only run 25. I stay where I am.
Yeah, unarmored movement. When I'm not wearing armor, I get an extra 10 feet as well of movement. So a combination of step of the wind to disengage and run away, and my unarmored movement skill.
He doesn't follow you. He's just nursing his broken nose.
I fling his gown over my shoulder as I'm running away. Keep it!
You run out the front door, and you're out in the street, and now that's it. You're out in the street now. He's, like I said, he's not following you.
Taylor, would you fix that, please?
Fine. I cast Cure.
And the wizard, his nose comes back with a pop, and he goes, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm quite interested in that scroll.
And he says,
would I be able to chance with you? Without the headbutting?
Well, I hope so. I will play you in a game of chance, my friend. I will play you in a game of chance.
Okay, quickly then. I will do that.
And he says, I've played Jedi dice now. Let us play another game.
Okay.
And he says, what do you wager?
I just want the scroll.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. All right. And he leans back and starts thinking again. And he says, All right, I have an idea. Tell me, my friend, you seem a learned man.
I am.
How many languages do you speak?
That is an interesting question. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
If
you win, sorry.
Yeah. I'm just going to say I speak the major arcane languages: Abyssal, Celestial, Draconic.
Oh yeah. He said, if you win, I will give you this scroll. If I win, I will use my magic, and one language that you know will be replaced with nothing but screams, but not audible to you. You will still think you're speaking the same language, only I won't tell you which.
Oh shit!
This will be fun.
Okay.
Okay. We shall play threes. Very similar to the game that I played with your friend. Only a little different. We will roll our dice. 5d6. We will roll our dice. It does not matter what you roll, except for threes. Every number counts for threes, except the threes. Sorry, no. Every number is worth what it says on its face. Sorry. Every number is worth what it says on its face, 1 to 6, except for the number 3. The number 3 is worth 0. We roll 5 dice, and the person with the lowest score wins.
Okay. It's low score wins.
Yeah, you want the low score. So
okay.
As you roll 5d6, total your number, except if you roll a 3, however many times, subtract that.
20.
Oh.
20.
That's not good.
Oh.
Fucker.
And he leans back and he says, "That's also a shame." And he puts his scroll back in his robes.
Sonny pops his head from the door. Headbutt him!
I headbutt him and then misty step away. No. I will say, you bastard in Abyssal.
And you do.
So what was the bet? Sorry, I missed. You can't speak or you think you're speaking one of the languages, but it's not. What happened?
So one of his languages now.
Yeah.
He doesn't know which one, but one of them, he's just gonna scream.
Oh my god, please let it not be common. Just every conversation we have is just screaming.
I'm like, is it time to leave yet? In common.
Do we understand him?
Yeah, he's fine. You hear him.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Oh,
fine
we
then.
could have played
Yes.
such a good joke on him then. You're just screaming.
No.
I mean, yeah, we should probably
How
go.
about giving me the scroll in just good taste, then?
Good taste.
I mean, you have stolen one of my languages.
And he says, "That was the wager. Do you not know how this works?"
Yeah, but I just thought, should be interested. Clearly, you're not going to need it again.
And
But
he
very
says,
well. Have a good evening. And I'll go back.
he
to
looks
the-
confused, but he sort of nods and excuses you, I guess, without, you don't need the permission, but like sees you off. And where do you go? Do you go back to the table?
Yes.
Okay. You're back at your table. Sonny's outside. Everybody else is still sitting there.
Can Sonny sneak round into the kitchens round the back and try and I'm going to get Bradley to take a message to my friends.
So you walk around the back of the Wink and a Nail house into a back alley, which is it's puddles and it's kind of dingy and there's some trash. There's a bum asleep on the floor. And then there's the back door, and you can kind of hear, if you put your ear to the door, you can hear that it's the back door. And I assume you sneak in.
Yes, please.
So you sneak in. Well, go ahead.
While I'm sat at the table, when I sit down, I will cast Identify on myself.
Do you have a pearl worth 100 gold pieces?
No.
Then no, you don't do that.
No. I always forget that bit of the material of the. Wait, no, I've got component parts, don't I? Oh, no, because
Which only works if there's no
it has a
price
value.
specified.
That's okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
No, you're so welcome. Sonny, you sneak into the kitchens, and you see this massive man, and he's big, and he's fat, and he's tall, and he's hairy, and he's got this apron on and this hat, and he's working this kitchen like it's his. Well, it is his job, but he is going to town, flipping this and doing that, and it's
Not
like a thing.
Bradley, I hope.
No. He's like he's running around. He's making all this food. It's like a really horrifying dance. But you're taken for a moment by the sheer grace of this man as he flies through the kitchen, and bowls of steaming this and that start sliding their way down the line. Then Ennett comes and picks him up, and then you see little Bradley pop through the doors to come and picks him up, and he goes, "I got 2 sausages for table 6!"
Bradley!
And he stops and he turns around and he goes, "What are you doing back here?"
I had to run away. I had a problem with a wizard. Can you get a message to my friends?
I know all about that.
You know about that? Did his nose look bad?
No, not your wizard. Just in general.
Oh, sorry. Have you had problems with wizards in the past, Bradley?
Yeah, they weren't so nice.
Do you need to talk to somebody about this, Bradley?
Show us on the doll.
Yeah.
He says, "I really need to take these sausages to table 6.
Okay. While you're doing that, Bradley, get a message to my friends. Just tell them I'm hiding here in the kitchen, and I'll meet them round the back with you when the time's right.
And he goes, "Okay," and he runs out. And the others, you all notice Bradley come out with these 2 bowls of sausages, and he runs over to another table and he puts it down, and then he stops halfway back to the kitchen and he looks really confused. He looks so just like he's trying so hard to remember, and then he kind of shrugs and trots back to the kitchen.
So, how did it go, Bradley? Did you get
How
the
did
message?
that go?
Did you get my message to my friends about me hiding in here?
I gave you sausages to table 6. What the? Oh! Yeah, no, I didn't. I forgot.
Okay. Sonny rips out a page out of his notebook, writes a little note explaining where he is, and that he'll meet everybody outside when Bradley gets off shift, and pass. Bradley, take that to my friends. Do I know what table we're on? Probably not. He knows who my friends are. Bradley, you know, the grumpy wizard, and yeah.
And he takes the paper and he runs out the door and he walks straight up to Jordan and he goes, "Your friend wanted to give you this," and he puts it in your hand, and then he runs away.
I will say in Celestial, thank you, Bradley, just as he leaves.
Bradley winces and runs away.
I'll read the note. Oh shit. Sonny's waiting outside for us, but he can wait a bit longer. We'll send him some drink and such.
Do you?
Yeah, next time I see Bradley or a waiter, I'll get him to take out some ale for him.
Bradley brings you some ale, Sonny.
Good. Can I have a quick chat with the cook? He seems like an interesting fellow.
Oh God.
He's right in the middle of all of this, but he goes, "Hey, what's who are you?" And he's like running around.
Oh, I'm kind of an uncle to Bradley.
And he goes, "Who?"
You know, the pipsqueak.
"Oh yeah. Little tight. Yeah. He's a good kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of his uncle. I'm just hiding out. Got in a fight with a wizard. Broke his nose.
He goes, "Yeah, oh man, if I had a gold piece for every time I did that."
How many gold pieces would you have?
8.
Nice. Good work, sir. And in fact, good work. I've been watching you. I'll give him a little round of applause. Your cooking skills are incredible. I like to cook up a few concoctions of the liquid kind, but I can see an artist at work.
And he goes, he stops. He just comes to a screeching halt, and he leans in real close to you, and he goes, "You know I like broads, don't you?"
No.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Me.
Yeah, he's not for Lauren.
If you're asking me to go in for a drink with you, I'm happily married.
Oh, I see. I'm not. I'm going to stop talking now.
And he nods and he sort of starts getting back into the frenzy of his cooking.
This inn has the worst impression of us. We're flirting with everyone accidentally.
And we come back from the slums with a little boy.
Yeah.
When you're as incredibly handsome as Sonny is, this is the problem.
As the cook is cooking, he goes, "Hey, fancy pants!" And he flips a piece of sausage, Benihana style, through the air straight for Sonny's head, expecting him to catch it in his mouth. Well,
do you want me to roll for that?
Roll a dexterity check, please.
Making the noise will not do it.
You catch it with aplomb.
Oh, 7.
The sausage hits you in the eye and falls to the floor, and the cook looks disappointed.
I say, repeat that with a drink, and it'll turn out differently.
And he goes, "Okay," and he uses his spatula and he catches the bottom of a small glass of fantasy scotch, and he flicks it in the air with dexterity unparalleled, and it does a perfect arc, and it does such an arc in such a way that the liquid doesn't fall out of it, and it's coming straight for Sonny's face.
Okay.
He should surely have an advantage.
Can you see? I don't need it. Can you see that on the camera if you're watching? That is a natural 20, gentlemen.
Oh.
Sonny opens his mouth, and he says his one-liner.
It's just gurgling.
Just like that.
And the glass of scotch falls perfectly onto his mouth, and the liquid just goes zhunk, straight down his throat. And the glass rolls up the bridge of his nose and comes to rest on the top of his head. And the cook just loses his fucking mind. He's like, "That's the most goddamn amazing thing I've ever seen!"
Please tell me Bradley was watching in the corner as well.
Bradley was not watching. Sorry to say, he was doing his job.
It's such a good drink that the chef is no longer married.
The chef does give you this sort of eye, and you can't quite tell if it's newfound respect or attraction, or maybe a combination of both. But he's got a new opinion of you, Sonny.
Sonny, with no not realizing that this may be taken the wrong way, but he just says to this chef, he says, "I've trained my lips to do incredible things."
And the chef puts down his spatula and he stands still for a moment. Brushes his hands on his apron, and then he turns around and he says, "I've never felt this way before."
Oh God!
But I've had too much to drink tonight, and I just couldn't possibly
and he takes
perform.
your hands in his enormous, meaty hands.
Sonny still doesn't know what's going on. It's taken me years to be able to do what I can do, and I don't think I've drank too much tonight. Can you wait until tomorrow?
And he says, "For you, I'll wait."
Okay. Do you want to make an appointment?
And he says, "Oh, I didn't. I didn't realize it was that kind of arrangement. I'll go to the bank." And he starts cooking again.
And Sonny just makes a little note in his diary. Made new friend.
You know, when I thought let's play D&D for the first time, I never thought this would be where we'd end up.
This is exactly where I wanted it to end up.
They call him the Puppet Master.
Oh God!
You don't want to know why.
You don't want to see his ventriloquism skills.
Oh no!
Anyway, we smash cut back to the other boys sitting in the tavern.
I don't know.
Is it too late to go to the market?
Yes.
Fuck.
It's just a yes.
I just keep drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at this point we might just want to fast forward a few hours.
Okay, so we fast forward a couple hours, and everything's died down. And Bradley comes up to your table and he says, "Okay, and it says I can go now."
Super. Oh.
And he puts on his little, like in the picture, he puts on his little cloak with his little hood. It's very cute.
Aww.
Oh, I'm like, stay near me, little man. Would that count as a short rest? The amount of time we've spent there just sat doing nothing
What,
very much.
blitzing yourself? No, it does not.
I'm not
count as
blitzing
short rest.
myself. I am relaxing, just gently.
I think you're okay.
Well, that's alright then. Okay, well, stay near me, boys. Are we ready to finish up? Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Shout, Sonny. Like, Sonny!
Sonny bursts out of the kitchen.
I will walk to the door, cast light on my staff, and head into the street. It is dark, I take it.
Yeah, it's probably 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we're getting towards night.
Guys!
What?
The chef said he'll pay me money to show him my lip tricks. Should I do it?
Sonny.
Yes.
I think...
Yes. Be proud of who you are, Sonny.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I think I might be absent next session.
I think
I think I'm busy suddenly.
yeah.
I'm not sitting here listening to Alex describe some kind of slash fic.
It's not. I didn't envision that when I built this world. Let me tell you, but you know, you're the authors of the story. I just fill it in.
Each to their lip tricks.
Yeah. He threw something at me and I gobbled it all down, and he was really impressed. Anyway, Sonny's. I'm itching for a fight. Let's go.
Do your children listen to this, Adam?
No one listens to this,
I hope not.
unfortunately.
I cast inflict wounds on
We
myself.
currently have three. We currently
You
have
cast
3
wounds
viewers.
on yourself.
I don't.
Ooh.
That's what I
Right,
said.
I will. I will light the end of staff. I will keep Bradley near, and we will. I will say, lead the way. I will give my staff to Bradley, and I will say, lead the way, my friend.
And he goes, "Oh boy!" And he holds the staff, and it's probably twice as tall as he is.
Yeah,
And
it's a
so
long staff.
you just see him walking in front, and you see the top of the staff waggling back and forth as he
Just
walks through the
waving.
streets, and people are kind of getting out of his way because they don't want to get hit in the head with this thing.
When we walk past someone, I'd just like to go, Bradley.
Yes.
Does he swing round and hit someone with it?
Oh. Yes, he whirls about, and the thing knocks this lady right in the back of the head, and she goes, "Fuck!"
I'm like, oh my dear, I am so sorry for our friend here. He's had a few too many to drink, as you can see. I'll take care of him, and I'll just give Sonny a nudge, and we'll walk on. I'll say, did you see that? Did you see that? We got that bitch good.
It's great. It's so good. So you make your way back out of the city the same way that you recall the first time you tried. Only Bradley, as you enter the slum, takes you a totally different way. And you wend your way through these tents and hovels and whatnot, and he's making a beeline. He clearly knows exactly where he's going. And eventually you get to this sort of bigger tent, shall we say. And you hear this real like thrum of wah coming from within. And as you walk inside, you see this hulking half-orc guy in the center of this ring of people. And he's just wailing on this just human dude. Wailing on him. And then eventually he lands one final punch, and the human guy just goes limp. And the crowd goes nuts! Wah! And you see people handing gold between each other, and it's clear you've made it to these fighting pits.
Nice one, Bradley.
And he goes, "Thanks!"
So who's
Really?
fighting?
Brilliant. Well, I think Valoran should. I will fight.
Valarin's
Yeah,
first up.
absolutely. Valoran should fight.
I will introduce my friend. No, don't worry about this. I've got.
But who's going to be the hype man?
I will be the hype.
Jordan.
Who's our Bruce Buffer?
I am gonna hype this bad boy up.
Okay, so you walk in full blown like WWE style, or what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah, well, who arranges the fights? Do I see someone who looks like they're in
You
charge?
see a guy on the edge of the ring, and he's probably 45, and he is jacked. He's ripped as hell, and he's wearing no shirt and just like this chain around his neck with an M on it, and he's just standing there looking tough, and he's got like half a cigar coming out of his mouth and short gray hair, and he's looking at the fights, and he's just looking badass, and you get the sense that he's probably the guy organizing.
Right, super. Excuse me, my friend. Excuse me.
And he just looks at you, straight at you.
Ooh, you're big. My little friend over there, the scrawnier one, not the drunk one or the short one. The other one. Anyway, where was I? We are Giordan's Fabulous Adventuring Group. That man is
And he leans in and he just goes, "Spit it out, twinkle toes."
forgotten it now. Oh yeah. He wants to fight. That's what we're coming for. We are travelers. We've come.
He
to...
stops listening to you and he just looks at Valoran and he kind of gives him the up and down.
He's a champion from Notus.
I just stare him down.
And he goes, "How much?"
What's the going rate?
How big do you want to fight?
I mean,
We got small, and we got fuck off huge. The bigger ones are more than the smaller ones. It's not hard.
that makes perfect sense. He will fight a big one.
How big?
I believe you described him as what, fuck off huge?
Yeah, we got that. I can't advise it, but sure, why not? Knock yourself out. I don't give a shit. And
I just look at Jordan and I'm like,
and
it's
he
been a
snaps
while.
his fingers, and a guy comes over and he whispers in the guy's ear, and the guy gives him this look, and he just shakes his head, and the guy nods, and he smacks him in the ass, and he runs off. Kicks him with his boot, and he runs
I
off.
watched this a little bit confused.
And he goes, "Okay, he's up next. What's his name?"
He is.
Valoran the Valorous.
Valoran the Valorous.
Valoran the Valorous.
And he goes, "Okay, that's a hell of a thing." Okay, and he walks off. He walks off.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready?
Is this hand-to-hand fights?
Maybe you should have asked before he walked off.
Doesn't matter. You'll take him either way.
Damn it, Jordan.
It's fine.
And you, so you see the guy talking, and then he steps up to the ring and he says in a loud voice, and once he starts talking, everybody shuts up. He goes, "All right, ladies and germs, we got a new fight for you. In this corner, Valoran the Valorous."
And this
Whatever.
I will step up and I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. This is Valoran the Valorous. And there is a saying about Valoran the Valorous that I will...
And the guy just goes, "He's just supposed to walk into the ring, shit dick."
Maybe, but I will still say it's saying. And I will read it in the native tongue of North,
Celestial.
which I will yell in Celestial.
You just scream
And
so fucking loud.
And I will say, there once was a man from Notus whose balls were made out of brass. In stormy weather they clung together and sparks flew out of his ass.
All they hear is, but you think you're speaking perfect Celestial.
Yeah, and then with predestination, I will just make the lights flare a bit. And I will walk out I will just like wave myself out loud, go, yeah!
And
Lauren, what are you doing? What's happening here?
Sonny cheers and just
have
goes,
my
"I'll
head
drink
in
to
my
that."
hand. I have my head in my hand like I'm gonna die.
Thalar
Bro-
casts thaumaturgy, and there's a massive round of applause.
Everybody else, once they hear this applause coming from seemingly nowhere, just kind of goes. Like they didn't want to clap, but now they feel like other people are, but they don't want to, so it's kind of weird. You, I assume, enter the ring.
Yes.
So you enter the ring, and you see this. You feel the ground quake beneath your feet. Doosh, 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 and you see these guys because it's this thing surrounded by people, and you see the people at the other end of the thing scream and part. And then all of a sudden, you see that guy from earlier, and he's got like 4 other guys, and they're holding a big chain. And at the end of the chain, pulling on it, pulling his way into the ring, is a giant minotaur. And it bellows. And it's got, it's a minotaur, so you can imagine what it looks like. And it's probably, 9 feet tall, and it's got a big... what's it called that I'm looking for? Great axe. Got a big great axe in one hand, and
right.
chain on its neck. And you can tell these guys are holding it back, but they're just waiting for the bell, and then they're going to let fly.
I will just say to Daylight, I'll say, shit. Our boy's gonna get murdered unless you got something that might help him out. I mean,
Yeah.
I bigged him up. Did you hear my poem? It was pretty good.
I mean, I heard. Let me just see. I mean, we're in trouble here. I just flick through my spellbook and look up "Spare the Dying."
Valoran, roll initiative.
All right.
Good luck.
Ooh, 16.
Good. Okay.
I just need to check something.
And you hear a bell go ding ding, and they let this minotaur go, and it just fucking runs straight at you. But you get the drop on it, and you get the first attack. So go ahead and roll to attack, however you like.
I would like to slice his legs.
Okay.
My longsword.
Now, just a DM question while he's rolling. If I were wanting to intervene, or not intervene, but just cast a helping spell, would I have to roll initiative and be part of that, or what?
I would say that the way that this is going to work is there'll be rounds of combat, not actual round 1, round 2 every 6 seconds, but there'll be a round every so often as they fight. And you very much get the sense, you call it a hunch, a divine intuition, that if you were to interfere with the fight while it was in the round, you would probably be killed by the lynch mob.
Nice.
But once we come out of combat and we do the break in the rounds, you would have the opportunity, like in a boxing match, to heal, and then they would re-roll initiative to go back into it.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So you slice for the legs and you roll an 11, and you whiff it.
It's +5, so 16.
Oh, you do not whiff it. You slice true. How much damage do you do?
All right, let me see. I do 6 damage.
6. So you slice him in the thigh, and he's got a thick hide, and some blood spurts out.
And I'll just do it again with my offhand.
Yep.
And that's a 13 plus 5.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. That's a 6 again.
Okay. And you using the other hand, you slice again, and you make this neat little X on his thigh, and he bellows. And next up is the Minotaur. The Minotaur. What's it gonna do? It takes its great axe, huge fucking great axe, and it swings it straight down at your head, and it rolls a 15.
It does not hit.
And it just goes shunk straight into the ground as you dodge, and it bellows again, and it's your turn.
Nice. Well, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and keep trying to go for the legs.
Yep.
You can do it!
And I fucked that up. That's
that
6.
hits.
All right, and I might as well just roll the second one too. That.
Yeah, same.
All right,
double damage and add them together.
I also want to do one of my superiority dice and try and trip him. So
Okay. Well, roll your damage and then let's trip him.
All right. Well, let's see. Does you expend 1 superior die to attempt to knock the target down? You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is larger, smaller, it must make a strength saving throw.
So it's a large size.
So it must make a strength saving throw, but I'll also add. So 3, that's 8. So it'll be 14 damage.
So 14 damage that it takes as you slice through into its other leg, and then you roll your superiority die, or is that just a thing that happens?
I roll the superiority die, and that gets added to the damage. And
Is that the 8?
No, it was the 6.
Oh, okay. So I did 14 as you sliced into its leg, and it needs to roll a strength check now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It rolls a 16.
Your DC will be somewhere around 14. What's your strength modifier?
My strength is 3.
Right,
Yeah,
so
13.
13, because it'll be 8 plus 2 for proficiency plus 3 for ability.
Yeah.
So it's saved.
So it's saved. So as you try and trip it, its thick, manly thighs resist the push of your trip, and instead it's going to take its mighty horns and it's going to thrust down towards you, and it's going to try to gore you with its horns. And it rolls a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Dear Lord.
And so it rolls 10 points of damage.
Alrighty.
as it strikes its horns deep into the flesh of your arm.
Did you count the other damage, the D8 or the 8
I
as well?
subtracted the amount that you told me to subtract, which was 14.
Do we
you know,
do we
you
need
also
to
Another
be?
8.
subtract another 11.
Okay, so 25 total that round. Okay, it is bloodied.
Do we need to be making bets?
It would, I mean, you see these
Ooh.
people trading money, changing hands. Everyone's shouting as the fight goes back and forth. There's more bets being called out, and you know, you see little sort of bookies.
I'm making bets.
So
So
the current odds. When did you start? Did you start before the fight, or are you doing it during?
I will put them on at the start.
So at the start, his odds were 25 to 1.
Oh, bet it all, baby.
How much did you put in?
20, 30 gold, I think is all I have left.
Okay. I thought you had hundreds of gold.
No, I spent quite a bit giving it away to people for for thingy on the weather.
I don't
Oh,
actually
yeah,
know
that's
how
right.
much
And I
I've
bought
got.
the rooms and stuff.
So
I will put 25 on
okay,
my
25
board.
on Valoran. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Can
Sonny's
I
going to
have
put
put money?
25 on.
Before or during?
What are the
The odds
odds?
changed. Now that he's sliced through and been gored, the odds are now 15 to 1.
Yeah, so before.
Okay.
Could I have placed my own bets on myself?
Only
No.
if you did it before.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that thing.
Okay, so
Waiting for a better time.
okay, so now it's your turn again, Valoran, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Alrighty, we'll go ahead. That hits,
That'll do it. Yep.
and then the second one will
No.
not. Alright, so that's 9 damage.
Okay. It you get it in the side, and it grips its side, and then it screams, and it uses its reckless feature, which means that at the start of its turn, the Minotaur can gain advantage on all melee weapon attack rolls it makes, but attack rolls against it have advantage at the start of its next turn. So I get advantage now, but you get advantage next.
Okay.
So it strikes with its great axe, and it rolls a 22 and a 14. So that'll be 22. I imagine that hits.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it deals you 16 points of damage.
Okay.
How is Sonny able to ascertain how close to death Valoran is right now by looking at the situation?
Valoran, on a scale of 1 to 33.
On a scale of 1 to 36, because that's my max.
Yeah.
It's currently at a 10.
Okay.
Um,
So it is at this moment that you hear the bell ring, ding ding,
Oh my
and
God.
the 4 or 5 people have to grab the chain as the Minotaur lunges forward, and it's a break.
Alright.
I wanted my boy to fuck it up.
okay,
Taylor, get over here.
I
Oh wait, does that mean
That's my
I
name.
still get advantage?
You will still get advantage because he used his feature.
Lauren, get over here.
I want to speak to
I go
Valoran.
sit down with Thalar.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just do a quick cure wounds before you go doing anything else.
Ooh,
Oh, I
and
can't
can
imagine that'll go
also-
down well in a
Oh, that's true.
fighting pit.
I can second win and gain 1d10 plus 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So I'll go
Just by
ahead and do
sitting
that.
down.
Yes, it's just
It's a bonus action.
it's a bonus action.
Okay.
I
Have a nice sit.
I want to just whisper in Valoran's ear, and I have a cunning plan, and let me know if you agree. You could give me a signal, maybe a thumbs up or something like that, and I will stumble drunk into the ring, acting terribly drunk, which hopefully the crowd will enjoy, and I'll try and help. In his drunken fighting style that looks like he's not helping but just kind of getting in the way and maybe landing the odd punch as he's spinning around. How?
I'll
But
just
only if you give me the signal.
yeah, I'll just casually just shake my head, but try not to give anything away.
I have prepared another limerick.
Oh God. All right. Well, I guess I'm
I'll-
ready now.
While do I have time to go into the ring while the break is on?
Ding ding. No. Odds are now
Alright.
10 to 1.
Oh wait, I didn't get a chance to do anything to you.
No, it's fine. I healed myself.
It's too late.
Okay.
Ding ding.
Good.
The
Bye.
Minotaur lunges back at you.
All right. Well, do we have to re-roll initiative or since
No, it's
I?
fine. Just keep it.
All right.
Can't be
All
bothered.
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my 2 attacks. I have advantage, so
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm just gonna copy and paste this.
What's the 10 one?
It's plus 15, or 10 would be 15.
Yeah, that
total.
works. So both attack hit.
Oh, nice. All right, and then I also want to use my action surge to take another attack.
Yep, fine.
Got a boy.
I
Get him!
was, ooh.
Get him!
Oh.
Nope. Third one is not a success. Sorry.
All right. Well, I will roll. That's 5.
Yep.
That's 8.
So 13.
13 total. Yep.
This thing's looking pretty bad, I will say. It's blood's coming out of its nose every time it breathes. A big spray of blood, and it's going wild. It's got mad with rage, and so it charges straight at you. It uses its horns and it gets a running start. It's probably 10, 15 feet away, because as you swung past it and it ran past you. It's probably 10 feet away, and it runs straight at you, and it attempts to gore you again, and it rolls a 24.
Yep.
And so using its charge attack then, you will take an extra 2d8 piercing damage. So that'll be 4d8 plus 4. Oops.
Ooh.
Boys. Ooh,
I mean, I've got
26.
I'm dead.
you. Thalar runs into the ring.
You're also... Well, wait. Before you get knocked unconscious, make a strength saving throw.
All right. So 1d20. 5.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. You are thrown 10 feet away and are knocked prone and fall unconscious, and the crowd goes fucking nuts.
Oh.
Thalar runs into wherever he is now.
On the edge of the ring there.
Yeah. And casts Spare the Dying.
Bad form.
Yeah, that's bad form. Sunny stumbles in.
Yeah, Sonny. No.
Sunny
Stumbles into the ring.
Yeah, and kind of drunkenly staggers towards the Minotaur.
And the crowd... Hang on, I now have to add in your... I now have to add in your character into this initiative. So you stumble in, and the crowd loves it. They are eating it. Roll initiative, by the way.
Do you want a performance check as well?
I will in a minute, but roll initiative.
19. Oh no, wait a minute, I've got something to add to that as well.
That's fine. The Minotaur got
22.
like 6.
Alright, okay.
So you stumble in and roll a performance check.
Okay, plus 3. 13.
Yeah, that'll do it. And the crowd loves it. They bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Here's this weird drunk guy that just stumbled into the ring and is trying to punch up with the Minotaur. And the Minotaur doesn't know what's going on. He's blind with rage. And so he takes a swing at you with his great axe for a 13.
That misses.
And he just misses. His eyes are full of blood. And you're next.
I'll just quickly yell, 5 gold on the piss head!
And you hear someone go, "I'll take that bet!" And you get odds of 50 to 1.
I am 50 to 1, wow. Yeah, that slightly distracts Sunny for a second. Ooh. I'm gonna use my quarterstaff. 19 plus 5 is 24.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then the damage on that is 1d6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do my bonus unarmed strike. 1d20 plus 2. 16.
Yeah, that does it.
1d4 plus 1. 4 + 1 is 5.
5. So, okay, this thing is like inches from death.
Yep, that's me done.
Okay. Valoran, roll a death saving throw.
So did I not actually cast Spare the Dying then?
You can.
I mean,
If you think that would be a wise choice.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't want to meta game here, but I will meta game. I think the crowd would go crazy.
yeah, I suppose. That's fine. Roll your death save then.
11.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then,
Yeah.
Okay, next is the Minotaur, which swings again for Sunny, using its great axe, and rolls another 13, so it misses.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And you hear ding ding, and they grab the Minotaur again, and the guy with the cigar comes back and he goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
Who the fuck are you?
He's just too drunk for this.
Clearly.
Who's that bloody horny big bastard that's trying to hit me?
And he says, "It's a Minotaur. Are you that stupid?"
Well, I tell you what, we can discuss that later, but first, I'm gonna rip his nose off.
And he looks at you, and he goes, "All right, I tell you what. If that pissant there," and he points at Valoran, who's lying unconscious on the floor. Thalar, now would be the time. Cast a spell if you wanted to. He says, "If that pissant there can't hack it, then you can try. But just be warned, he warmed him up for you, so you're not going to get a payout as big."
He spilt my drink. I don't need pain. I'm gonna pay back him.
And he goes, "I like your style, weird old man. You go for it." And he walks off.
Thalar just looks at Jordan and is like, "What do I do?"
Nothing. I mean, I'd pull Valoran out of the way, but
Yeah, okay, we drag Valoran out of the ring.
let the pisshead fight him. I mean, I could kill it at this point. It's not exactly difficult. Valoran had done all the work.
That's fine. We pull Valoran out of the ring, and now I cast Spare the Dying quietly aside, just to let.
You'd be fine at the break. That would be fine. It's just during the round you're not allowed to help.
I know. I just wondered what the crowd might do, but yeah, Spare the Dying staple.
Okay. You do that.
Would he have been
be a
able to heal
complete dick.
Valoran during the break? Before I got knocked out?
Wait,
Sorry?
what?
Would Thalar have been able to heal Valoran during the break?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You
a good
just
point.
decided to sit down.
Oh, well, I did. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it's over. I was just wondering. I didn't know he could heal during the break.
Yeah, well, I did say during the last break, but Sunny didn't want me to.
You hear ding ding, and the Minotaur comes back, and he looks a bit better. He looks less dying. He looks like someone during the break might have thrown a potion of healing down his throat.
What?
Yeah.
When Jordan sees this, he just goes, "Oh."
Yeah, Sonny does some sign language that probably means nothing to anyone, but it's.
I don't know. What was that? Was that your attack?
Well, you'll have to watch the video back. I was.
I will.
I was doing some
I'm
sign.
gonna watch it for that exact moment.
I was doing some sign language to my team. So
I get confused.
Yeah, make of that.
I just turned to. I just wanted to say, I think he's having a stroke.
Even the Minotaur looks confused.
I mean, I'm just gonna get confused by and assume he wants help, even though.
No, he doesn't want help. He's
no,
fine.
thank God. Okay, leave him.
Good
luck, Sonny.
I think it's your go, Sonny.
Yes. So back with the quarterstaff. 1d20 plus. Oh, natural 20.
Oi!
And that's on the camera. So that's double damage, isn't it?
Yeah. And you have to come up with a sick one-liner.
Yeah.
Make it good. Your last one was awful.
1d6 plus 3 is 6, so I guess that's 12 in total. And seeing as it's with my quarterstaff, he swings his quarterstaff, and because he said he was going to rip his nose off, he's aimed exactly for the nose.
He swings true.
Swings true, and stick this where the sun sometimes shines. I don't know.
Okay, how much damage is that?
Sonny's not very good at one-liners. Yeah, it was. I rolled a 3, so plus 3 is 6, so double that to 12.
Well, fine. You whack him straight in the nose, and it begins to bleed heavily. Is that you done?
No, and then I do my bonus unarmed strike.
Oh, yeah.
1d20 plus 2. Oh, only 6 this time.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
Yeah.
You punch the Minotaur, and it emits a low laugh as you realize that you couldn't hurt it. And it bellows again. And it swings at you with its axe and rolls an 18.
Ooh, that gets me this time.
And it rolls 15 damage.
Ouch. Okay.
As it slices you. And it's back to you there, Sonny.
Okay. Let's do the same. Quarterstaff. 1d20 plus 5. 19.
That'll do it.
1d6 plus 3. 8 damage.
Yeah, you whack this thing on the brain, and it just collapses in a heap, like the Rancor in fucking Return of the Jedi.
Nice.
It just plumps down onto the ground, and a guy comes out from the back, and he's all no, wearing a stupid headdress and no shirt. And the guy with and the crowd goes fucking nuts, and they're all cheering at this drunk idiot that just wandered into the ring and killed this fucking Minotaur. And a guy comes over to you there, Jordan, and hands you 250 gold pieces in a bag.
Yep.
And walks away looking dejected. And Sonny gets sort of scooped up by the crowd, and he's being lifted up, and people are cheering and cheering and cheering. And it's all around a great evening.
Drink.
And they're handing you bottles of shit that they just happen to bring, and Sonny's in fucking hog heaven. It's the best moment of his life.
That went well.
Sonny takes 700 experience.
700. Sweet level 5, here I come.
You motherfucker! I want to kill the shit.
Should have fought. Shouldn't you have?
I think now's the time for me to get a little cure wounds on Valoran there.
Very good.
What did we agree last time? Because my app is now demanding that I add new level up. Yeah.
What did we agree about? What?
Okay. Did we agree that I can level up straight away, or is that at the end of the game?
You can level up straight away.
Okay.
Just make sure if you have any features or anything that are added, that we'll start them from next time.
Valoran, take 11. You're alive with 11 points.
I'll take it.
So
does get any prize money?
yeah, so then the
took
guy
a
with the
bet,
cigar, the guy with the cigar comes over and he says, well, I didn't think you could pull it off, but here you go. And he pulls up a small bag of gold coin and he puts it in your hands, and you win 300 gold pieces.
Yay.
Nice.
And he goes, if you ever want to pull a shit like that again, you know where to find me. And he walks off.
I'll just get him like, all right. Well, I'm still freaking dazed. I'm just like walking around.
Yeah, he looks at you with such disdain as he walks past you.
You nearly had him, buddy. You so close. You were so close.
You'll get him next time.
I mean, you owe me 625 gold for not winning, but
I just don't understand you.
Bradley runs up and he goes, oh my gosh, that was the best thing I ever saw!
did you like that, brothers?
Yeah, look! and he pulls out a huge fucking sack of money that he can barely carry from behind him, and he goes, "A nice man said he would hold on to my silver piece if he thought that maybe the drunk guy would win, and then he did, and he gave me all this, and he looked real sad."
Wow.
Have you been gambling, Bradley?
He goes, "What's that?"
Right. Okay. Doesn't matter. Just, I want you to keep that secret, and please don't tell in it.
Okay.
Good lad.
Tell you what.
Exactly.
Okay. And he just beams.
Bradley
Good.
is a legend.
Yeah. I really
So-
want Bradley and the gay chef to have a conversation together just to see how you do it.
Maybe.
I tried my best, Jim.
I know. So,
What do you?
I was very appreciative.
What do you? What's next? What are you guys up to?
Well, if these two have thrashed it out enough for their manly urges,
Hey, is there any intel that we might be able to pick up from this place? Remind me what we're doing here. This kind of existential.
well, we were just pissed and I'm looking for blood.
No, in town.
Oh.
We were waiting for the king.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be nice to get
We have to wait till
the
the morning.
common folks' opinion on the king, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What's this all about? The slums and people not being allowed into the city walls? That's not right, is it? In fact, I'm role playing right now. Sonny's asking the few people that have continued to drink with him. So, what's this all about? You guys living out here in the slums, which are very nice, by the way. Best slums I've ever been to. But
Sound like Trump.
I've seen a lot of trouble trying to get back into the city. They don't like our kind, your kind, slum folk going back into the city. What's that all about?
And the guy turns and he goes, "I guess they think we're the criminal element." And he chuckles quietly to himself, like he's told himself a funny joke.
Yeah, and I break his fingers as he's trying to nick my purse.
Do you break his fingers, son? Don't RP it if you don't want it to happen.
Okay. But that can't be true. You all seem like fine gentlemen. Why?
Yes.
Why can't you go into the city? That doesn't seem right to
Fine,
me.
upstanding folk. Oh, I don't know that king up there. You know, old Toffee Nose. What's his face? He doesn't like us when we go around. He thinks we're, I don't know. It might. We're not welcome. The hoity-toity people in the city, they don't like it when we go and mess up their nice and fancy, nice smelling day.
Sounds like a revolution's required.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Do you know how much effort that shit takes?"
I just want to be in the background going, "Do you hear the people singing the song of Lonely Man?"
And the guy with the cigar goes, "No singing!"
Were you singing in Celestial? Or?
I will sing it again in Celestial.
And he goes, "That's better!"
Is it like screaming in tune or?
No, it's just screaming.
Okay. yeah, that's what I wanted.
No, it's not the case, I'm afraid. Yeah, so he's. I have nothing to say.
Okay. DM out.
Goodbye.
So, shall we go sleep off this bizarre night we've had and go meet with the king in the morning?
While you're meeting with the king,
Ooh.
how about I spend the day doing some research and some shopping?
Well,
Okay.
you'll be out of my hair, so that's fine.
Well, okay. I know someone's prophecy is not getting looked into.
Thaler just kind of goes a bit blank. It's like, well, maybe you could have a little look for me.
Sonny says he's happy to meet the king, but he just has to speak with a chef in the morning. We had an arrangement.
And I'll say I'll go with Jordan to the market Maybe upgrade my armor.
So it's just Thalar going to see the king.
No,
Great.
Sonny's joining him.
No,
Just
Oh,
he
yeah.
just
Oh,
has
okay.
he just has to
Thank
show the
God.
chef a trick or treat.
Okay.
A lip trick.
A lip trick.
That's what he's.
Actually, never mind. I'll go with the king. Sorry,
Okay.
Jordan.
So
No, it's fine.
Bradley comes up to you guys and he goes, "Hey, guys, it's real late. It's past my bedtime."
Yeah, it's past Sonny's bedtime too. We'll have to get him back.
Okay, let's go. And he hands you the giant sack of money. Yeah, I'm too little to carry it.
Okay. How much? Do I know roughly how much is in here?
It's about 1,000 gold pieces.
It's what?
It's about 1,000 gold pieces.
In silver?
No, in gold.
Oh, you put it in gold. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh God.
Right, okay. That's going on my belt.
Not coming
It's
off.
like the fucking size of a watermelon. I don't know how you're gonna put it on your belt.
Well, it's a very secure belt, mate.
Okay.
Jordan's trying
You're
to
just
fall down.
leaning to one side as you drag it along the ground.
Like when you've got loads of change in your pockets and you have to put your hand in the other side to keep it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Bradley starts leading his way back, wending through the slums until he gets to the gates of the city. And he's a bit scrubbed up now, and he's with you guys, and the guards don't stop him. And he leads you back to a wink in an alehouse, and it's all quiet, and the fire's burning low to embers, and there's that dwarf is still unconscious on the table, but otherwise everybody else is gone.
I would like to go to bed.
Yep.
And Bradley says, "Okay, good night," and he runs away.
Bradley,
Yes.
I will take out a handful of the gold,
Yeah.
and I will put it in a smaller pouch,
Yeah.
and I'll give it to him. I want you to keep that.
Uh-huh.
I will look after this bigger bag for you, and I will sort it out for you.
And
then
Bradley leans in and he goes, "You taking my money?"
I'm not taking it, Bradley. I'm gonna try and look after it. If you walk in with 1,000 in gold, it's gonna start wondering. I was gonna try and look for a bank for you, or an investor.
He looks you up and down, and he goes, "You're from the slums, right?"
I'm not from the slums, no, Bradley.
I know you aren't. Look at you.
I know. Do you remember when we brought you from the slums to here?
Sure do.
Well, yeah. So, do you think you would trust me? If you don't, you are welcome to your gold back.
And he looks at you up and down, and he goes, "I see you in the morning.
Yes, you will.
Sleep tight."
And you, creepy child?
And he walks away.
Oh, Bradley's adorable.
He got a bit creepy at the end. But yeah, I'm not stealing his gold. I'm just gonna see if I can do something with it.
Well.
Right, and I will go to bed then.
Okay, you all take a long rest. Valoran, you can take a long rest.
Thank God.
How you guys doing on time? I've got a little more for today if you wanted to keep going, or we can stop now.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I can probably, I'm alright. I can let you. We can do the king. If you want.
Yeah, I kind of want to do at least the king. We haven't even done one part of the plot.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Progression has been slim.
Okay, so in the morning.
Before you guys leave, can I have this seal, please?
I'll give it to Jordan on one exception. If he will try to find me some plate armor.
Condition. Yes, I will do that.
Well, one condition, yeah.
Yes, alright. I will have a look. Not that I know a lot about plate armor, nor do I know your size, but I can try.
He's gonna bring you back.
He's a medium. But
Don't do that.
Meta joke.
funny.
I will try.
Well,
Okay.
I'm hoping he'll find like a proper blacksmith, and we won't
It is a
give the
major
seal.
city.
Yeah, and we won't give the seal back to the king if he's not there, so we can keep the seal.
Yeah, I can find a blacksmith, but armor's a very tailor-made thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will certainly try that. I can put that on the list.
So the dawn breaks. You all rise, and Sunny, Thalar, and Valoran wind their way up to the castle, to the palace gates, while Jordan goes shopping. And as you approach, you see 4 guards, as before, different guards, of course, different shift, but 4 guards, and one of them says, "Halt! State your purpose."
Oh, are we in the courtyard?
No, you're on the outside. You're in the outside ring.
Who's got? Yeah.
You're the outer walls of the palace.
Okay.
Who's got the? Wait, who's got the seal?
Jordan does.
Jordan.
Oh.
We need to speak with the king.
And he goes, "Do you have an appointment?"
We were just on a task for him.
And he says, "Oh, okay. Well, if you were on a royal quest, then surely you'll have the royal seal."
Well, see, our
A dragon
friend...
ate it.
Yeah, dragon.
He goes, "That's a real shame. You should have been more careful."
It ate our
know-
guide too.
I don't care.
Excuse me, just think of what the king will do to you when he realizes you stopped us from getting to him.
So, you know what my job is,
Intimidation.
right? You want to roll intimidation? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've never used it before.
Do you have a plus anything?
Yeah, +2.
That's pretty easy.
17.
That's pretty fucking good. Okay. And so he looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, you got a point." And he opens the door.
Just like that.
And he lets you in. And the other guard looks at him and he goes, but doesn't question him as you guys go inside.
It was a group intimidation.
And yeah, I'm sure. And you cross that outer sort of palace grounds until you get to the second set of gates which lead into the courtyard. And there's 2 guards there, and they say, "Yes."
Well, we need to speak to the king.
He says, "Do you have an appointment?"
No, but we have just been on a quest for the king. We have important information that I'm sure he will.
Oh, okay. Well, if you went on a quest, then surely you'll have the royal seal.
Well, listen, you know what will happen if you don't let us through. You'll get in trouble with the king.
Yeah. Okay. Roll again, Thaler.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. 19.
Okay. And the guy thinks for a second, and he goes, "That's a good point." And he opens the door.
Before we walk in, we're in the courtyard, so I'll look up at the balcony where the lady was from before, and see if she's
So you
still
see
there.
her window, and it is open, but you don't see her inside.
Okay, I'll make mental note of that.
What else are you guys doing in this courtyard before you actually, I make a good point. You're in this courtyard. There's a couple doors here and there. There's some horses on one end with a pile of hay where they're doing the stables. And then you can see 3 ladies in sort of royal garb in the corner, sort of tittering and laughing.
Oh, we've got to talk to them, haven't we?
I mean, we have to tell him you killed a minotaur last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of you go tell them. See my mate over there.
Thaler, be the hype man.
Thaler approaches the... Well, how many people was it, sorry? 3 women?
It's three well-dressed, royal-looking ladies, or ladies of the house, I should say.
Okay, so I approach them and say, "Miladies."
And they turn and they turn right around and they look down and they realize that they were looking at thin air. It took them a second, and then they look down and they go, "Oh, hello, Sir Dwarf."
Ladies, I just came over to say, I mean, you see my friend over there, the monk-looking one, the whatever he is looking one.
And they look and she goes, "Looks like he's had much to drink."
Yes, well, he's a bit special. It's tragic, you know. But he just wanted me to come over and, well, I mean, he's special, but he has his uses. You won't believe it, but he killed a minotaur last night on his own. I mean, with no help from anyone else.
And they feign surprise.
I mean, I don't know about you, but for ladies such as yourselves, I can't think of a more suitable suitor than that man over there.
And they look at you, and they look at him, and they go, "Oh, no. But tell me, kind dwarf, The one that the other one.
Yes. His name is Valoran, not Sir Valoran. He's not there. I just knighted him.
Not yet.
His name's Valoran.
Valoran. I think Our Lady wishes his favor. Will you bring him here?
Yes. Valoran, come here.
And Sonny swears under his breath.
I just give a smirk to Sunny as I walk up to the ladies.
And Thaler's just like shrugs his shoulders.
I'm just go to your appointment with the chef.
Yeah.
The chef!
Smash cut to the chef who's sitting outside the
Crying.
ale house with a wilted daisy just looking sad.
Oh.
Sniffle,
no.
sniffle. Wipes his nose.
Sonny, you bastard.
And we're back. Valoran, as you approach these ladies, they all give you a curtsy.
Yes, my ladies. How may I help you?
And they say, what are you? A knight?
Just Valoran will do.
Ask him about the Minotaur!
Valoran. My lady wishes to speak with you. Will you come with me?
Of course.
And they begin to walk away. And they open a door and they start walking up some stairs.
I'll just look back and tell me how the king goes. And just follow them.
And so they
Or does my group get to follow me?
No.
Nah.
The last lady is very clear. You're not invited.
We're not.
So they begin to take you up some stairs through a variety of winding passages and, sort of spiral staircases. It's an old castle. And they come out through these corridors that you don't recognize, but similar stuff with drapes and things, until they come to a wooden door. And they knock, on the door, and you hear a soft voice say, "Come in." And they open the door, and there, in fact, is the lady. And she's embroidering on a piece of, vellum. She's stitching something fine, some sort of scene. And she sees you, and she starts, and then she stands. And the ladies enter, because, of course, you cannot leave a lady alone. But the ladies enter and take a seat on the extremities of the room to try and stay out of the way without avoiding impropriety.
I'll just reach in my pack and pull out the handkerchief that she had given me
Mm-hmm.
and just give
She
it to her.
blushes.
Is this yours?
And she says, "Why, my dear, yes. Wherever did you find it?"
You kind of tossed it to me.
And her face drops because she was kind of expecting you to be a bit more coy, and she goes, "Oh, yes, I did. Please, won't you sit?"
Thank you, and I'll take a seat.
And she says, "So, who are you?"
I'm afraid I'm not someone deserving of your favor. I'm just an adventurer with my group. Named Valoran. Sorry. I was so confused.
Took you long enough to get to it. It's cute. You're tongue tied.
I thought she knew my name, so I was like, I didn't know if she was asking me like my parentage and shit.
No.
I was like, I don't know.
She goes, "Valoran. Where do you hail from?"
Somewhere around Notice, down.
And she nods solemnly. She knows, the
Okay.
world. Well, she's a princess. She's pretty well traveled, or well studied anyway.
Oh, she's a princess.
Yeah, did we not establish that?
We did not.
Did we not? Oh yeah, we didn't know that.
No, I'm pretty sure I tried to make that as fucking clear as possible.
Yeah.
You said a lady, fancy lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I thought maybe the embroidery would give it away. Anyway, not important. Yeah, you see, on her bed, it's a big pink thing. It says princess.
Oh God.
No. Anyway, so yeah. And she says, "Ah, yes, Notice. I know it well. We used to summer there."
That's. Wait, what? What'd she say?
She said, "I used to summer there."
Oh wow. I used to fight in the arenas there.
And she giggles and she says, "Well, I don't think our paths would have crossed."
Neither do I, my lady.
What brings you to our fair city, Valoran?
I'm actually working with the king on a special quest.
Are you now? What quest has my father given you?
Oh. I kind of just like stop for a minute, let that sink in, and then I say, well, he has tasked us with trying to fix the situation with the wind.
Yes, it has been terrible. I weep for our people. What have you discovered?
That we must seek out a woman named... Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't for a second.
Oh,
If you
that
wanna
we
repeat the
must... Yeah, that we must seek out a woman named Valnetta, who
And-
possibly can help.
And she smiles and she says, "And what of this Valinetta?"
Oh, what was it? The soothsayer that so long as a breath lives in Valnetta?
Guys, you can help him out if you want to, out of character.
Yeah, this is out of character.
I don't remember. Where are my notes?
The one thing you were tasked to do.
I know. Judd?
I don't have the exact quotes.
I'm pretty sure it was that.
Okay, Thalar, roll a history check. Or no,
Yeah.
not Thalar. Valoran, roll a
Oh,
history check.
thank God.
Oh God.
Thalar's not there, so I can't very well.
I know,
make it.
yeah.
Yeah, 10
No.
with advantage
What? Why? How do you justify that?
because I'm in a fancy room.
I would say you roll with disadvantage because all the blood's in your boner.
Fair enough. I'll roll it.
Okay. No, it's fine.
I know.
That was a jolly jate.
That's your
With a
roll.
10, you remember... I'm going to type it. Wait.
She's gonna be Valnetta.
I thought that a second ago.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering, yeah.
Whenever she said my father. So long Valnetta lives. Innisty
Oh.
peace?
So long as Valinetta lives, Innisty will never see peace, or something along those lines.
Oh yes. So I'll go ahead and relay that to her.
And she... Smash cut to Sunny and Thalar, who
Oh,
are led by the guards to the throne room. And the king is sitting there on his throne, and he looks very kingly with his crown. And he leans in and he goes, "Ah, friends, welcome. Have you succeeded in your task?"
Thalar bows.
Sonny bows and stumbles forward slightly.
The king ignores it. He's
Yeah.
very gracious.
Sorry, excuse him. Your Majesty, we have returned from the soothsayer you directed us to visit, and we come with important news.
Good. Quick. We have no time to waste.
Well, what do you know of the name Valinetta?
And he sits back and he goes, "How do you know that name?"
How do you know that name?
And he looks at you and he goes, "What did the soothsayer tell you?"
Very well. Your Majesty, we were told so long as Valinetta lives, Innisty will never see peace. Or something to those effects.
And he sits and he goes pale. And he says, "Cannot be."
Sir, I beseech you to tell us what you know of Valinetta.
And he puts his head in his hands and he says, "Valinetta is my only daughter."
You cut out, but I'm going to assume you said daughter.
He said, "Valinetta is my only daughter."
Okay. How could your daughter possibly be causing these winds?
And he says, "No, she is not causing these winds. Chontea just wishes to take from me that which I hold most dear in punishment.
Do you know? I remember something along those lines.
It was because of his arrogance.
Yes.
Is why why Shantae cursed him.
Yes.
Cursed the land.
That's right. Do you know what? It's all coming back to me now. I do apologise. Yes, Chontea. We spoke to Chontea through the soothsayer, and apparently, you may have had some hand in causing all of this.
This I know. I've consulted seers before, but no one's ever had the success that you had with Brahan.
Well, you didn't think to tell us this before, Your Majesty. That you know that you're causing, or that you have caused these winds?
I didn't know what the price.
Well, the price has been laid out, sir. What is your plan?
Kill the
And
god.
he straightens, and he stands, and he says, "Gentlemen, I must thank you for your service. You may consider your mundane task complete. Your debt to my throne is repaid in full. You are dismissed." And he walks away from the throne room, and a guard approaches with a halberd and opens the door and motions out.
Well... Adam, do you think we should go maybe rescue Valoran?
I'm wondering whether we take out the guard and investigate.
Let's go back to Valoran for the time being.
Okay.
So, Valoran, what was the? Where did we leave it?
I had told her the prophecy, or what?
And she sits back, and she the women on the side have gasped, and one has fainted, in a very womanly way, and the princess just straightens her back, and she says, "Valoran, I am Valonet."
My lady, I had no idea.
I know you didn't. I don't blame you. Oh, dear. I did not expect such a thing.
Perhaps there's another way we can solve this.
Perhaps. Though I fear that if Chontea herself has told you, there is little to be done.
Perhaps gods can be killed.
And she gives you a sidelong glance, as if to say, "Well."
Can you just make that sound again?
Yeah, what was that?
I have heard of crazier stories, my lady.
And she says, "You are sweet, Valoran, but no, I don't think that that's the case this time. I dreamt my whole life of serving my duty to my people. Never imagined it would happen."
What will you do?
I don't know. But you need not concern yourself with it, my dear. Thank you for coming to see me. My ladies will show you out.
I guess I will just get up. I'll kiss her hand before I leave
She
and say farewell.
She takes the hand that you used to kiss her, and she pulls you in, and she plants one on your lips.
Oh, hey.
And the ladies sort of look away bashfully.
All right, then. I will whisper in her ear that I will save her no matter what.
And she smiles, and she caresses your face with her hand. And she says, "Sweet."
Valoran's gonna have boner disadvantage for so long.
Right? Or I'm just going to use that.
Only until he gets back to his bunk.
Oh yeah, that's true, yeah. Quick, back to the tavern.
Guys, can we go see the tavern?
And she whispers, "I'll be..."
You cut out.
Oh, she whispers, "I'll be here."
Well,
All right. I guess I'll take my leave then.
And you descend the stairs. Back to Sunny and Thalar. So Sunny and Thalar, as you... Well, you're... actually, let me rephrase. I can't speak for you. You're standing there, and the king is left, and the guard is holding the door open.
I say, I don't know what the hell is going on.
And you hear a man from behind you. He steps from behind a pillar, and he says, "I think I might be able to help." And As he steps out from around the corner, the guard stiffens and stands at attention, and he says, "Sir."
Your name, sir?
And the guy walks over to you, and he speaks to the guard, and he says, "You're dismissed, private. I will take our guests to the door." And the guard leaves with a salute. And he turns to you, and he says, "I am Irenatio, captain of the Royal Guard, brother of non-Demesis. Will you walk with me?"
Yes. Why not?
If you have some answers, what is going on?
And he motions and begins to walk towards the door. Do you follow him?
Yes, we follow him.
And so he walks through the corridors, and as he walks and leads you back out the way you came, he talks and he says, "I heard what Chantea has told you, and I know what my brother's response will be. He will not allow anyone to hurt his precious child, but I cannot allow in good conscience him to protect his daughter. If Chantea is not sated, this country will die. It pays me to know that this noble bloodline of 600 years will end without a rightful heir. But our duty is to the people. I must ask that you be the hand of Chantea and to end my niece's life."
How do we know this is true? This sounds this sounds to be tricks and espionage and plans and schemes within schemes. We are but simple adventurers. We need more convincing than this.
And he says, I will bear the blame. My brother will hate me. I will be stripped of rank and title, banished from the realm, if I am not executed for treason. But it must be done. I will protect you. I will give you authority in my name alone, and in the name of national security. You will not face consequences for this, but you cannot expect to be honored.
Sir, I'm all for serving the gods, but this seems a bit extreme. Killing an innocent woman is the god.
And he says, killing an innocent woman, save millions. Would you not do that?
Thalar looks troubled.
Yes.
If Chantea has spoken true, only you can fulfill this, but I cannot force you.
There seems
my conviction.
There seems to be a lack of evidence here, and Sonny is a man of although strange science. He's a man who's accustomed to the gathering of evidence and proving and disproving things.
I mean,
in his pursuit of
a god told you it to your face.
Yeah, we did hear it from the goddess herself.
You were sitting right there.
At the time, I was very
you were out of your face, Sonny.
very, very drunk.
Yeah.
It's a great big tiger and snakes.
Yeah, what was Sonny's prophecy? We never got to hear.
Oh, I put it in the thing.
It's in the prophecy chat.
We have a prophecy chat.
No, we do not have a prophecy chat. But I put a PDF of your prophecies in there.
Yeah, resources.
Then gameplay chat.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I've just put Sonny.
Oh, right. Well, I think, Sir Irenatio, your directive is well taken, but I think we should consider with our comrades before we make this decision.
Of course, I understand. Now, I must warn you. If you choose this, you may encounter some resistance, because the king holds authority beyond my own over the Royal Guard. Valenata will be guarded substantially, but I can tell you their positions for posting and the vulnerabilities in the castle. The choice is yours. If you choose, take up this unspeakable task. Use this. And he hands you a red handkerchief, and he says, hang it from the window of your inn. I will have a sentry on lookout to make contact should you display it. Good night. And you realize he's walked you straight to the door back to the courtyard, and he shows you out and then shuts the door behind him.
I was going to have another word with him. Oh well.
So, how was the king?
So Valoran's waiting for you there in the courtyard.
We relay everything to Valoran.
Yeah.
And I let them know that lady was Valenetta.
Yes, we seem to have gathered the same intelligence, just in different ways.
Well, how are we going to go about killing Chantea?
You mean how are we going to go about killing Valenetta?
I don't know about that.
Only way I'll get laid.
I'm thinking in character.
Yeah. Well, how do you plan to take on a God Valorn?
Let's ask Giornan.
Let's ask Bradley. What would he do?
Bradley's not here.
No, well, let's go.
Something so stupidly simple, it'll work.
That Sonny was kind of in a roundabout way saying, "Let's go back to the pub."
All right. You need more supplies.
So as you're walking back towards the inn, I assume.
Let's confer.
Yeah. So as you're walking back towards the inn, you are intercepted by a small boy in pavilion robes.
Valoran, this is your area.
You're not there. I don't know where you are. We need to talk about you in a minute.
I'm not just saying this is what he does, small boys.
And the boy says, "Please, Master Charbender requires you at the pavilion."
Well, I guess your drink will have to wait, Sonny.
Ah,
And he says, "Where's the other one?"
Do you know? I don't know.
Where are you, Jordan? What have you been up to? Clue us in.
I spent, well, I don't know, how long have they been? A few hours?
I'd call it, 2 hours.
Well, I went to find first a pearl worth 100 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm also looking for, do I see anywhere where, like, magic might be sold outside of the pavilion? Like, would there be, like,
there are places like that, but where did you go in the city?
I went into, I've got the map here. Yeah, towards the Wizard Town, so I would be around, well, first.
Near Wizard Town? Yeah, there's nothing too crazy, but there's supply stores for potions and this and that and the other.
I'm looking for something in particular. I'm looking for a scroll of mage armor.
You'd find that. Mage armor is what, a first level spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd find that easy.
All right. Well, I'd like to see if I could buy those and the pearl with the seal.
Yeah. You find the scroll, and you find the
Pearl.
what was the other thing? The pearl. Yeah. At the same shop. In fact, it's just like a generic sort of
somewhere like Welfers. I was thinking
Walmart for wizards.
You also
and
need an owl feather.
Well, the component pouch will take care of that one.
Yeah, that.
But you go up, and the shopkeeper looks at the scroll and looks at the pearl and says, "That'll be 150 gold pieces."
The king sent me out for supplies.
And he looks down at the seal and he goes, "That doesn't work here. This is Wizard Town."
Shame. But all right, I'll give him 150 gold.
And he says, "Thank you very much." And he puts it in a bag and he gives it to you.
Right. If that's a quick job, I'd like to go to Temple Town.
Yeah.
Like to the temple area, and I'm gonna look for like a library or is it a Hogma, the knowledge god?
Ogma, yeah. Ogma is the god of knowledge.
Yeah. Because under my researcher bit, which I get from being an acolyte or sage, whatever I am, it says if I don't know information, I might be able to find it, or I would know where to find it.
Okay. So information? So here's how I'd like to do this in game terms.
Yeah.
I will allow you to ask 3 questions to the DM, and they will be you will receive a truthful yes or no answer.
Ooh. Okay. I hadn't thought about it like that. Then I'd need to think about that. I was just looking to see if there was anywhere where I could find a reference to 13 flaming wheels or a dark and hungry star. It might take more time, but I was just trying to get an idea if I can find it here or I need to go somewhere else.
Okay, so in that
there's
case,
a particular place I could spend like a day researching.
You walk around Temple Town, and there's a little bits here and there, but no one really has like a fulsome library for you. Every inquiry you meet about such esoteric or prophetical things, especially when it comes to like divination magic and whatnot, every time you ask about a book, every single person you ask says you should go to the pavilion.
In that case, I will go to the pavilion.
Okay, so back to. Well, so I assume, boys, did you follow the kid?
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
I asked because you have the choice. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, yes, Taylor would have gone along.
Yeah, let's follow him.
Yeah.
So you are led back to the pavilion, and you see Jordan as you come through. You're both outside the pavilion. You meet back up, so now you're all together, and I don't have to keep track of you. You're led back through the wards, and because you're with the kid, and because you're expected, the wards they hum like power lines. You can feel the power coming off them, but they don't kick you back. You just walk straight through them.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go on.
If I went to the Wizard Pavilion, I'm doubting we would have got there at exactly the same time.
Yeah. You will have the opportunity to research while you're there.
Not research. Well, if I stop at the Wizard Pavilion before I'm going in, I would like to cast Identify on myself now that I have a pearl and a...
Oh, yes. Fine. Why don't you do that then? What would you like to find out, I suppose?
The spell that the wizard put on me the previous night. Is it a spell of something that I could identify? I can leave it with you. But is it something that I could identify? Is it like a curse that I would know of? Or something like that?
You haven't figured anything out. I mean, like, it's a curse. It's something that he's put on you that makes this override that portion of your brain.
Yeah.
But you aren't able to discern exactly what it's all about because, he's a different kind of wizard and it would take some more research and figure out how to dispel it.
But I know it, yeah. Well, if I know it's some kind of curse, I might be able to work along that line.
Exactly. You can recognize from your studies and whatnot and what you know about yourself. Yeah. It's a curse of some description, but the particulars have not yet revealed themselves to you.
Thank you. And then I'd probably just be around the pavilion.
Okay. So you come through, and the small boy leads you into the courtyard of the pavilion under the giant tree. And the watchmen that normally stand by the gate fall into lockstep behind you as you walk through. So they're taking up the rear of this sort of convoy. And the small boy leads you not to the guardhouse, but through another door off the courtyard. And he begins to walk up a winding staircase. And you go up and up and up and up about 4 or 5 floors until you get to the tower that sticks out of the top of this circular building. And he opens the door for you, but he doesn't go inside. And as you step through, the watchmen step in behind you and shut the door. And you find yourself in you find yourself in a large library about 35 feet across. And all the walls in a perfect circle are bookshelves, except for the door. And there's about 20 feet to the ceiling on all sides. And at the center of the room, there's some small tables with chairs and lanterns. And it's a very well-patroned library. There's lots of wizards sitting there reading, making notes on scribbled parchment. You see Master Trollbender over at the other corner, just sort of looking at something. And then you see a woman with stiff-looking robes and her hair tied in a tight bun. And she potters about and she's putting books away. And she clearly looks like she works there. And she's bossing some younger wizards around that wear similar robes. And every couple minutes, you notice there's some open windows at the very top of the room. And every couple minutes, large birds come through with different objects and scrolls in their beak. Little ones like crows and sparrows, and then big ones, eagles, come in with different sizes of objects and scrolls. And they drop their objects, and the little librarian kids catch them, and they run off to a ledger, and they start taking down the notes and looking and cataloging what this bird has brought them. And the birds go back up and sting, and some swoop out the windows to get more. Master Trollbender is sort of considering some books on the shelves, but she can sense as you walk in, she hears the door open and close, and she looks, and she kind of inclines her head over towards you so that it's kind of in a come here gesture.
I go up to her.
Yeah, we go up.
As you approach, she turns to the room, and you can feel that power radiating off her like you felt before. And she faces you with a steely gaze, and without breaking eye contact from you, she says, give us the room. And immediately, all of the wizards pack up their things and leave stuff, and they just walk out. And the ravens fly out of the window, and the librarians put their pens back in their ink pots. And in a moment, the door shuts softly, and it's silent. And now it's just you and Master Trollbender and the 2 watchmen on the door. And she motions for you to sit at a nearby study table, and sits herself, leaning her staff against the nearest chair.
I sit down.
Yeah.
I'll sit.
And she pauses a moment, and she says, "Your mundane task is complete?"
Yes, it was. We completed everything to the king's
satisfaction?
Very good. Very good.
I believe we have
Um,
a job that we must do for you now.
No, not quite. That's not how it works.
Oh.
Here in Baston, we have two laws, the mundane and the magical. Your mundane task was a quest set by the king. I don't know what you did. I don't really care. But as long as you've done it, tick the box. The magical task was less a task and more a investigation, shall we call it. We dispatched some investigators to go back to the tomb that you reported, back to Baston. We've conducted a thorough examination of the coin you presented us with and found that the evidence has corroborated your story was indeed Firkin. Our emissary visited that tomb, and they found telltale traces, powerful demonic presence, and dark magic, including the corpses of 4 cult members and a curious pile of ash. We interrogated Firkus. It was Welfer.
That was well for the ash. He cleaned the ash.
That is a shame. He was a fine wizard.
Sonny unconsciously picks something out of his teeth.
She completely ignores Sunny. She says, "We interrogated Firkus for all the good that did us, but we learned very little. But it is my opinion that your story holds an element of truth. I do not believe you are the source of this problem, and I do believe that you came here in earnest to try and avoid further calamity, and for this, you have my thanks."
Thank you.
Well,
Your
yes.
Archmagus.
And she gives a curt nod, and she said, "You are cleared of all charges, and you may continue your stay in Baston without any further molestation from the Watchman, should you keep to the letter of the law. Firkus will remain here in permanent confinement until such time as we can devise what is best to do with him. You're free to go."
Master, before we leave, there is an important matter that I'm not sure will have reached your ears yet.
She raises an eyebrow.
And we relate the whole thing about Valenetta.
And
or
she,
I do.
yeah, she pauses a moment. She looks dour, and she says, "Troubling. That is troubling. I'm sorry to hear that. But I must admit my expertise does not lie in the divine, but rather in the magical. I do not know much about gods and their fickle ways."
Jordan is clenching his teeth in fury as Thaler tells his story.
Valoran would like to ask her if there's any way he could speak to Verkus.
And she says, "I'm afraid that would be quite impossible."
Very well.
Sonny would like to ask, he's noticed the birds coming back and forth with news and whatnot. He'd like to know if she has heard any news from the Temple of Yaiti, where Sonny's from.
And she says, "I don't know. Give me a moment." And she draws herself up and she walks over to the ledger that the young librarians were scribbling in, and she flips through a few pages. And she says, "It looks as though your monastery has a new abbot."
Does he say who his name is?
And she flicks through it and she says, "Vrail."
Vrail. History
Know
check.
you the name?
Well, I'd like to roll an history check, perhaps.
Yeah, go on.
Natural 20.
It's like the third one.
I know. With a natural 20, this is actually not a terribly satisfying answer, but I think a good one. You realize that having lived your whole life in this order, you have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, and that would be concerning, yeah.
Yeah, and they are now the abbot of your order.
Which takes a long time to do.
Yeah, and this is just some rando now, or at least someone you cannot conceive of.
Okay, that's interesting news. Concerning.
Master, who would be the one in this city to consult on such divine matters that we might need help with?
And she thinks a moment, and she says, "You can consult the clerics down the temple, but we have no temple to Shantea here in Baston."
A pointless exercise.
She sort of smirks when she hears Jordan say that, because she very much shares the same opinion. And she says, I must admit, my studies run in a very different direction."
Thank you, Master.
And she gives it up.
Well, I'm about ready to leave. Don't like this place.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh god.
your archmageness.
Yes. That's not quite it. Master is fine, but
I, as you know, I'm a practitioner, and since leaving my master, I wish to further my studies. And I would be interested if you could point me in the right direction to where I could do that within the pavilion. This seems like a group of like-minded people who are.
and she hears you say this and she smiles and she says, "Well, well, well. A necromancer who's studying divination. You read my mind. Wizard Jordan, your ability to withstand the thrall of Furcus' power and transport him here over such distances demonstrates true strength. If all you have told me is true, which I believe it is, you are to be a great wizard. And to that end, I would like to offer you membership in our pavilion."
I humbly accept your
And she says,
archmagus.
"You will become a member of an ancient order which seeks to balance the world of magic and works towards expanding the limits of mortal understanding. You will be afforded all the privileges of our members, including use of all of our libraries, and any pavilion you find in its respective nation will offer you aid and shelter. Now, you may be called upon to represent the pavilion as a member wizard, should we find the need to parley or conduct diplomacy outside our immediate area. You can call upon us for aid in times of need. What say
It
you?"
would be my honor.
"Excellent. Take this." And she gives you a badge with a symbol on it that I will send you at some point.
Yeah.
And it's made of a shiny metal, not a precious metal, but a shiny metal. And you can feel it's got magic on it. And she says, "Pin it to your cloak. Wear it with pride, Wizard Jordan. Go well."
Thank you, your archmagusness.
And so I'm going to put some stuff in
Yeah,
here
that's fine. You can let me know whenever.
for in-game speak. That means... Oh, fucking hell. Just
I don't think that was my official title.
Yeah.
I can't paste the bloody thing. I'll send it to you in a bit.
Yeah,
And Master Trollbender is clearly over this conversation, and she turns back to the bookshelves and starts doing her
I'm
thing.
like,
And
guys, we leave now.
as you turn around, you notice the watchmen are gone, and
Oh.
the door is wide open.
I believe that our audience is ended.
I guess so.
You're free to go. What do you do?
I don't know.
What time of the day is it? Are we like
It's
early afternoon?
afternoon. It's 4 or 5 o'clock.
Okay, I would like to go to the financial district.
Okay, you do that. It is now 5:30.
Yeah, shit.
Everybody's gone home. The
Yeah.
city's shut down.
Like a Friday, everybody stops at half.
They're all at the pub drinking. Lads, city boys.
Right. Well, I'll try and do that in the morning,
Okay. Where are you going?
and then I'll go back to the
Ale house.
ale house.
Okay.
I have some study to do. Well, I have some. I need some time to myself.
What are the rest of you doing?
I've headed back to the tavern.
Yeah, I guess I'm headed back too.
As you get back to the tavern, you notice that it's very quiet. And as you approach, there's 2 royal guards at the doors.
Oh crap!
Can we help you two?
And they sort of jerk their head towards the door to indicate that you should go inside.
Bradley's gonna love this.
Yeah. Jordan, why don't you go first?
All right. Is there something you left out
Who? What?
when you were relaying the story of visiting the king?
Oh, he's asking us like, did y'all tell the king everything?
Oh, I would have told her, as in the master, told the master, or told the king.
What have you told that? When will I only know what you told the master? So did you say everything about like considering killing her and being?
Yeah, the king might know everything.
Good. Right then.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'll go first then.
Yeah. You weren't there. You go first.
Yeah.
So the Wizard's Pavilion symbol, is that something that I like that is on a necklace?
It's a badge that you would pin like a brooch.
Right, I would make sure that is very prominently pinned to my chest first. I
Okay.
would have been playing with it on the way down. It would be on my chest,
Very good.
and I will open the door slowly, and pop my head in.
Yep. The entire inn is empty, and the fire crackles in the corner, save for one hooded figure who sits delicately at a table in the center of the room.
I'll walk in up to her and I'll say, "So you must be Valenetta?"
What are the other ones doing?
I think upon seeing that, we probably would have. I would have followed in behind and joined him.
I'm definitely behind him.
Yeah.
Sonny stumbles to the bar, oblivious. Pours himself a drink.
Service!
Bradley!
The woman stands and draws back her cloak, and it's not Valenetta, but you recognize Valenetta in her features only about maybe 35 years later. And she looks very regal, and she says, "No, my dear, but I am her."
I can see the resemblance.
And she's-
it's quite clear where she gets it from.
And she smiles, and she says, "Thank you. I'm the Queen of Inisti, Zertus." And her face is very puffy, and it's clear that she's been crying. And she's
I'll take a seat opposite her, and I'll just say, "We're at your service, Mum."
And she sits down, and Ennett brings her another hot mug of something, and gives a little bow and leaves, and smiles at you. And the Queen leans in, and she says, "Noble adventurers, I realize you bear a terrible burden, and I hope I can help to ease your conflict. I cannot allow my daughter to come to harm, and to that end I wish your help. If you are able to give my daughter and I shelter and aid, and spirit us from Baston across the sea to the mainland, we will live out the rest of our lives in exile, cut off from all we've known, but safe and whole. And for this task you will be paid most handsomely." What's
I'm more than willing to help you, my lady.
And she smiles and begins to shed a tear.
Though I fear that might not be enough.
Milady, the prophecy that we were told did say that as long as she still lives, this land is doomed.
And she says, "I care not for this land, I only care for my family."
Be that as it may, there are people who care for this land, who would sacrifice your daughter in the name of some foolish quest.
And she wheels around angrily and she says, "Who dares?"
Oh shit, what's his name? What was the brother's name?
Irinatia.
Aranasia.
Irinatia.
Oh, Aranatia. Aranatia, well, no, I won't say that. I'll say, let's just say we have been contacted from within the palace, being asked to carry out this task, despite your husband's wishes.
And she sort of slumps, and the adrenaline and the rage that she had just falls away, and she looks so tired. And she says, "There's not a moment to lose.
But I have no intention of letting that happen.
You must help. Please. If we cannot trust our own guards, I know not what to do."
Sonny, he's getting very frustrated. He feels we're being manipulated here from all sorts of directions. He wants to ask her why could there be any, why are people concerned about your daughter? What could she be doing? Have you got any inkling of what she could be doing that's causing this, or why people might think she needs to be killed?
And she says, "My husband tells me it is because it is the one thing Chontea knows would hurt him more than losing his country."
Then our first mission before sending you into poverty and exile should be trying to find a way for your husband to show this worthless divine being that he can prostrate himself before her.
And she
There
says,
must be something we can do
she says,
between killing an innocent daughter and whisking you away to exile to leave the country to suffer. This doesn't fix the problem. This merely hides from it, which may be fine for you, but is not fine for the population of Inesti.
And she says, "Consider what I have said, please, and if you should agree to my terms, use this." And she hands you a blue handkerchief. "And hang it from your window. I will have my guards come to check, and come to you, if you choose to help." And she looks as though she's about to speak, and she stifles herself, and is overcome with emotion, and runs out the door, and you can hear the guards padding after her.
What would happen if we put both handkerchiefs out the window?
That's a very good question.
And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Whoa.
Cool. Ooh.
Very good, Alex.
All right.
What I'm going to do.
The Lord's gonna go crazy.
Now, a point of order for the boys. Now, Sonny, you can't do next Sunday, can you?
I don't think so. No, again, it might be a last minute. I might be able to jump in.
Would you be able to do next Monday like this? Would anybody? I only ask 'cause it's nice to have everybody where we can, and it would probably be the last one until the new year.
I think this Monday has been much easier than a Sunday, to be honest. Which for me,
Monday's not too bad for me. My only concern is I may be going back to hospital at some point this week. So,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
but if I am, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And you are welcome to carry it on. I have a very simple set of rules that are quite easy to follow.
Be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a dick, hate gods, love magic.
Slightly arrogant, dislike God.
And give away any valuable we have. to
Yes.
Whoever wants,
Don't
which
fuck
is
up.
just it makes no sense, but
Bend the rules, don't break them.
Bless
Oh
you.
yeah, I'd bend the rules, don't break them. But I'd be happy if we did carry on. But I mean, I probably won't be because they seem pretty reluctant to admit me.
Well, let's
that's
a good
good.
chance
touch base later in the week then, towards
I
Friday
know-
or Saturday, and see what
yeah,
works.
I know I won't be able to do Sunday probably.
Could you do
So-
Monday?
I could do Monday, yeah.
Well, let's
yeah,
scrap
I'm saying
Sunday
Monday.
this week then, and aim for Monday if 2 of our 4 couldn't do it anyway, or might not be able to do it. And then we'll just have to see what the NHS says about you, Judd.
Yeah.
excellent.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks,
Okay.
Alex.
All right.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone, well.